Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio. On air and off the leash.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Bone digger. Good evening, dear listener. Thank you, James. Thank you, Ash. It's Monday evening. It's 2 minutes past 10. We are live on Talk Radio. You can give us a call now about absolutely anything you want. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. There is plenty to... Oh, hang on, Buzz. That's me buzzing. Hang on, look. I'll lick it.
Oh, one of these days.
Licking it. You can watch us on Periscope, periscope.tv/Iain Lee. You should be able to watch us on the Facebook page, but for some reason, guys, something has gone wrong and you can't watch us on the Facebook page. I can't do anything about that until we... Okay. Maybe it is working. Okay, well, you should be able to see us on facebook.com/Iain Lee. If you can't, well, what do you want me to do about it, guys? I'm not the flipping IT department. Hands up if you use Right Guard. Hands down if you don't. You remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
I am stiff. It's not the start of a mucky story. I'm actually stiff, and not in the penis area, in the calves, the buttocks, the thighs, the shoulders, and some muscles around my back. I didn't even know I had muscles, because yesterday about 50 good, kind souls, wonderful, wonderful people, turned up to play tag, stroke had, stroke it, in Hyde Park in memory of Nigel from Maidstone's dad. And after a brief prayer and a few moments silence, we played tag for an hour. 5 rounds this time we played.
Yeah.
5 rounds, and it was wonderful. I gave it my absolute everything that I had going, and it's fair to say that Catherine did not.
Well...
You did not.
I did a lot of filming, which is an exercise in a different
Catherine
way.
stood there filming, and then you confessed to me today that your battery ran out about halfway through. And yet you still stayed there.
No, I did some running then.
Filming.
Oh, no, come on, I did.
It was brilliant. A couple of things. At the end of the day, I tried to organise a pile-on by traditional methods of jumping spread-eagled on the floor and shouting, "Pile on!" Here's the thing. Not one of those adults jumped on my back. No, I was not mounted once by neither man, nor woman, nor beast. Instead, I had about 8 kids jumping on my back. So that to me is...
Prompting the call, pile off, pile off.
That to me is absolute... Yeah, pile off, is broken Britain, right? The adults are too scared to do it, right? So there was that. Also, it was a gentleman's birthday. He was about 40, something like... He's old. He's old. It was a gentleman's birthday, part of the troupe. And I genuinely got excited thinking, oh, we can do... pretty spectacular bumps here. 2 people per limb.
Yeah.
Right? 2 people per limb. And, he got a bit arsey and said, no. No. It's not happening. No, wouldn't let's do the bumps for him.
Turns out when you get to 40, you don't like the bumps anymore.
Oh, I'd love the bumps. I would have been up. Had it been my birthday, I would have been up for the bumps. 0344 499 1000. When was the last time you had the bumps, dear listener? Here's another thing. There was controversy on the day. I didn't get everyone's name, although I'm sure we've all communicated on Twitter and Facebook before in the past. There was controversy. I was called out after one particularly harrowing round of tag. I was called out for tagging an asthmatic who was using their inhaler.
I mean...
Listen, this is...
That is low.
This is fake news, right? This is fake news, right? And this is where we quash it here. We are not the mainstream media, MSM to you conspiracy theorists. This is fake news. Let me tell you exactly what happened. First of all...
CSTs.
What?
Conspiracy theorists, if they're going to be messing about with MSM.
Here's the thing, okay? Yes, there was a young girl who had a little bit of a breathing issue and required an inhaler, right? Right. First of all, it wasn't her inhaler. it was borrowed from someone else. I don't think that's hygienic.
Or legal.
So that is, you're not allowed to use somebody else's prescription medication.
No.
It's against the law. So that's the first things first, right? I was on it when this, right? So she was using somebody else's inhaler. Now, she was with her mum, okay? So what I did was, they didn't know I was on it. I wandered up, I ran over to them and said, whoa, is everything all right? Is she okay? Said to the mum, is she okay? She said, yes. I said, you sure she doesn't want to sit out? But no, she's fine. She's just using the inhaler. I went, well, that's good, mum, because you're on it. And then I tagged her and ran off. So I didn't get the disabled person. I think it's a disability, isn't it, having asthma?
Asthma, yeah.
I always wanted asthma. Here we go. This is the phone in. Diseases you wanted as a child. I always wanted a broken leg and I wanted asthma.
I wanted tonsillitis.
0344 499 1000. I've had tonsillitis now as an adult.
Not so much fun.
Well, it's very psychedelic. It's a little bit like mushrooms, but worse. Diseases you wanted as a kid. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call with that. You'd be more than welcome to. So I didn't tag someone who was using an inhaler. I tagged the mother of someone who was using someone else's inhaler. Yes, I did that.
The carer.
Yes, I did that.
Yeah.
Yes, I did that. And that is, I am happy with that. That falls within the realms of tag. That to me is fair play. That is fair game.
You know, my eldest reckons she didn't get tagged in the last game as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did we do a 9-year-old out of her title?
Here's the thing, guys.
I don't believe her.
It was a lot of fun. I don't foresee us doing tag in London again this year. Part of me thinks that we are doing this little tour with the Rabbit Hole. We're going to Hull and Scunthorpe in October, I believe those dates are. Rabbit Hole is a podcast that Catherine and I do. Where it's a phone-in show, but in front of a live audience. You can be part of that audience. And we're doing Hull and Scunthorpe later in the year. And part of me, I think they're on Sundays. And so I'm imagining we'd get up there on Friday and maybe do the radio show on the Friday, or get up there on the Saturday. Certainly don't want to go up there on the same day and then come back.
No, not after Newcastle. That was such a long way.
Is Hull... I don't think Hull's as far as Newcastle,
no,
is it?
But Hull is far, though.
It's very far.
Remember when we went with the other place, we had to go on the train.
Maybe we get the train. We've got to carry a load of equipment. It depends. We'll have to think about it. But maybe on the Saturday, if we're up there, we organise a game of tag in Hull. I don't know. Maybe that's something that we do, or we just stay in our hotel rooms ordering room service. It's one of those two options. I'm not quite sure.
You can go and play tag and I'll do the other thing.
You can. Sorry? What's the other thing?
I'll stay in my hotel room ordering room service.
Fair play.
Watching the telly.
Fair play. Right. Good. Okay. 0344 499 1000. By the way, dear listener, if you're waiting for the hook upon which to hang your call this evening, there is none. There is none. Catherine and I will sit, or I'm standing at the moment, because if I sit down, I will not be able to get up again, and we will just talk guff between now and 1 o'clock, maybe longer if the show's going well. If the radios are rocking, then we're going to have a lock-in. So you can join in on any of the facile and juvenile conversations that we are having. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Or you can call in about something else that's bothering you. It could be a big story, could be a small story. I'm really enjoying we're getting a lot of calls recently. Criticising the mainstream media, and I love it because I don't really know what the mainstream media is. I guess we're the mainstream media, but we're owned by Murdoch. But I cannot get enough of listening to people complaining about the mainstream media, but using the mainstream media to make their point against the mainstream media. So happy to take those calls, guys. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. A regular caller to the show is Mr. Alan Caddick.
Hip, 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 Ian.
Hip, 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 Alan.
Yo, 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 Kath.
Yo, 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 Cat.
Congratulations are in order for you.
Yeah, we're having a baby.
What?
Third one, Kath.
Sorry?
It's her third child.
Yes, congratulations.
I'm not having a baby.
We're not having a baby.
Ever again.
Oh, God.
It really hurt.
Well, I've been looking at this on a scientific level.
Yes.
Wilson cases seem to happen every 2 years.
Right, well, that's hardly a scientific level. That's more a calendar level.
4 years ago they had George.
Yes.
And 2 years ago they've had Charlotte.
Well, what the hell is going on over Christmas that means they want to start getting jiggy with it?
Telly's crap, that's what's going on.
Yeah, telly's crap, isn't it? That's why they're doing it.
Well, Will's grandma's on at Christmas Day.
Oh, maybe you're not suggesting, and this is probably going to get us taken off the air, that they're having sex while grandma's on the telly.
No.
No.
That
I
would
thought
be...
she would have done it live.
Tony has tweeted, "You are not mainstream media, Ian. Trust me." Now that's either a compliment
or a
diss, and I just don't know what it is.
Well, I think it's a diss.
But the thing is, the thing is, mainstream media. It's because we're owned by the bloke that owns the Sun and the Times, and Sky. So yeah, we kind of. I mean, I'm niche. I'm a niche presenter. I'm a, say it very carefully, a cult. I'll accept that, but I'm a cult working for. Well, some people might say another cult, but some people would definitely say the mainstream media. The corporation. Of course they would. But to
some people, the corporation may think the other place.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Alan?
And I'm back in Birmingham now.
That's great news, Alan. Thank you so much indeed for... It's always nice to know, as I say to all my listeners, give us a call when you get home. Give us a call.
Give us 2 rings.
Give us 2 rings. And Alan, I don't mean 2 rings per night. Give us 2 rings when you get home, just so we know that you're safe.
Yeah.
So what have we got so far? Quite a lot in the first 11 minutes of this Bullshine show on a Monday evening. And Mondays are normally a little bit flaccid compared to the rest of the week. But this is what we've spoken about so far. What diseases and conditions did you want as a kid? I always wanted mumps. Because I remember
They used to always feel for mumps, didn't they? If you had a sore throat.
Yeah, and in the comics, like Beezer and Whizzer and Chips, the characters were always getting mumps, and their faces would just, like, swell massively. So I wanted mumps, I wanted to have my tonsils out, and I was about to, and then they kind of changed the policy. It's going to have me adenoids out as well. They were going to do a double whammy. I always wanted a broken leg, and... Did
you ever get one?
I've never broken a bone in my body.
Really?
Never, apart from my little toe, which I break quite a lot. I've never... We all break our toes. I've never... broken a bone. And here's the thing. And now, as a 44-year-old man, I'm the same age as Dara O'Brien. Found that out at the weekend. The same age as Dara O'Brien.
9 years younger than Keanu Reeves.
If I'd have broken an arm or a leg when I was a kid, I'd know what it feels like. But now...
It hurts.
What exactly? Now I'm in fear because... As I get older, I probably will. I might fall. The number of times I slip on the stairs and come down 5 stairs on my coccyx. You're falling down all the time.
Yeah, I do. But I've broken.
You're drunk.
I've broken the same arm twice.
Is it?
Both times showing off, and it still clicks.
Well, break my arm once, more fool me. Break my arm twice, I'm a twat. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Jonathan, David, Paul, stay there. Come to you after these adverts.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Tony's replied to my confession that I think I'm mainstream media, and then his reply doesn't make sense, okay, in my opinion.
Go on.
So Tony has said, you're not mainstream media. I said, I think I am, because we're owned by Murdoch. He says, you're owned and possibly paid by the mainstream media, but not a word which comes out of you is said in order to change anyone's mind. Right. Well, then the implication from that is that the mainstream media is there simply to change people's minds. And Tony, call in, because it's going to be easier than doing this via Twitter. 0344 499 1000. I don't believe that the mainstream media necessarily has to change people's mind for it to be mainstream. But also, surely I'm pushing a soft left liberal agenda, aren't I? By by my attitude, I mean, I'm not like a communist I don't think I'm a socialist. I'm kind of centre left.
You're a hippie.
Well, I'm a bit of a, I mean, peace and love and all that. But surely by the sharing the stuff that I do about like mental health and, calling out, we've had a couple of bigots on recently, calling out the bigots. Surely that is in some way pushing an agenda of, soft liberalism.
I think maybe Tony needs to listen to what you recorded at Speaker's Corner yesterday.
Oh, Tony! Tony! Great band, Tony. Do you remember them?
No.
My ex-girlfriend is a hoe. I can't believe they're trying to tell me that my ex-girlfriend.
But what did they
is
sing?
A hoe.
Oh, what was this song?
You don't know them?
Nope.
That's a great song. Do you not know them?
No.
If I sing it again.
Sounds a little bit rude, to be honest. I wonder what her side of the story is.
Well, we never get her side of the...
I mean, she might just be sexually adventurous.
Well...
We don't use the word hoe anymore.
No, she's charging for it, according to...
Oh.
Hang on. Here we go. Hang on, is this it? Hang on a minute, guys. Is this...
Wow.
Here we go, this is it.
Yeah, baby, I don't want you to take this personal, what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
In 1992 and 1993 about my ex. It's a personal thing between me and you. So I don't want to hear nobody ask me, why am I saying this? My ex-girlfriend is a hoe. Ooh. They say my ex-girlfriend is a hoe.
Yeah, let me tell ya.
I can't believe what they're telling me. My ex-girl's living fantasies. I'm feeling crazy cause I treated her so good. As good as anyone in the neighborhood. I should have known that cause they all told me that there were even more than 2 or 3. But I was so into myself, I wouldn't listen to no one else but my ex-girlfriend is a hoe. I don't believe they're trying to tell me about my ex-girlfriend is a hoe.
I believe the term is sex worker.
Oh, well, I believe. 1992, 1993. Get David back on the line, please, Sam, because he's the person I want to speak to, first of all. He's the person that I want to deliver. Yeah, they were... I enjoyed... one of them became a famous singer. One of the Tonys. Tony.
Tony Hadley?
Probably, it was one of the Tonys.
Tony Bennett.
It was one of the Tonys. David's back. Good evening, David!
Hello.
Hello, David. What you got?
What have I got? Right. Right. Alternative media.
So have you got an alternative to a telephone there?
A banana.
Well, I've got a speakerphone on.
Is there any chance of turning speakerphone off? Because it sounds awful.
Oh, it sounds awful, right. Right, hello?
Yeah, but do you think you're on The Apprentice or something? Talking into the... Well, anyway, we got you now, David. Go on, what you got for us, boss?
Yeah, right. You say you're mainstream media.
Well, I'm wondering if I am. I think I must be.
Right. I'm gonna give you something.
Oh,
right?
God.
Yeah.
Not disease, is it?
No.
Mouth.
Right. Alternative media.
Yes.
You know what that means?
No.
It means you can say what you want.
Yes.
As far as conspiracy theories is concerned.
Yes.
And once you go into that realm,
yes,
you'll be on the same scale of David Icke. Right.
Well, people are allowed to phone up this show and talk about conspiracy theories any night of the week.
Yeah.
So am I? So I'm alternative media.
Well, it seems like talk radio is.
But we're owned by the same person that owns the Times and the Sun, both excellent newspapers, but definitely mainstream.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
So where does that put us now?
Well, earlier today,
Yes.
I was hearing, it was another radio station,
Yes.
I think it was, I'm not sure. But they said something about Middleton being pregnant again.
Yes, Middleton is pregnant again.
Yeah, and someone came out where she's going to lay some eggs.
Oh, hang on a second. Sorry, Tony has just come back. She's going to lay some eggs.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, I'm not sure if it was LBC, because I had that on earlier.
Yes.
Or,
wasn't that Clive Bull, was it? Clive Bull has got some crazy theories.
I don't know the name.
Not James O'Brien, was it? He's a communist.
No, I don't know the name. I just had it on a radio station.
Maybe Sheila Fogarty.
She sounds like her, doesn't it?
Yes, Sheila Fogarty was saying that...
No, it was a man.
It was a man, OK. But it's either Clive Bull or James O'Brien in that case.
Right. Right, was that talk radio?
Hello?
Yeah?
Pardon?
Was that talk radio?
I don't know, you said LBC, that's why we were discussing
right.
LBC.
Right, yes. LBC and...
Kate Middleton, this is an exclusive. Kate Middleton is going to lay eggs.
Yeah, she's going to sit on they called her, someone from whichever radio station, because I had two on.
Yes.
I switched from one to the other.
Best way.
But they said she's going to sit on her eggs.
Yes.
She's going to have dinosaur babies.
Right. And you, of course, dismiss this as nonsense.
Well, no, I didn't dismiss it.
No?
I had conspiracy theories, because David Icke does come out with the royal family and reptilian shapeshifters.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
And hang on a second. Are you telling me, David, and you sound like a very, very well-grounded gentleman, you you don't sound like a nutcase in the slightest, and trust me, I can tell, right?
Right.
You're telling me that you actually believe that Princess Kate, the future Queen of England, is going to lay some eggs?
Well, that's what came from a radio station, because earlier in the day, today...
Yes?
I had LBC on. Then I send it over to talk radio.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which one came out with
So are you saying that all of talk radio is alternate media?
Well, it's that, or it's LBC, because I don't know which one it is. What came out with it? Which
imagine poaching those eggs, both in terms of stealing and then cooking in a pan of boiling water. That would be delicious. Is there anything better, David? And I'm eating omelettes a lot at the moment because I'm trying to lose weight, right? But is there any better way of serving an egg than poaching it?
Oh,
there isn't. Raw? Are you insane, man?
It's up to you.
No, honestly, this is the phone-in for tonight. It's a bit BBC Local Radio, but hey, let's give them some material. There's no better way to cook an egg, Catherine, than poaching it.
I enjoy it.
Oh,
I've got a poaching pan, have you?
No, mate, I don't need
freestyle?
it. Freestyle. What you do is you get the water boiling. This is what you do, David. You get the water boiling, put in a little dash of vinegar. The trick is then you've got to stir the water so it's going around at quite a pace. Then you crack the egg in, and then as it spins round, it kind of wraps around itself. You've got perfect poached egg.
Is that not boiling?
Sorry?
Is that not boiling it?
No, because it's out of its shell. That will be. That's how you boil an egg, is in its shell, and you poach it when it's out of its shell.
Well, my way doesn't touch the water.
Well, then your way is
delicious.
Well, no, but mine is.
And they come out nice domes.
I don't like the domes. I like them a little bit shapeless. And then the best thing to have on it, David, is sweet Thai sweet chili sauce. Put them on some toast, butter the toast, get it on there, bit of sweet chilli dipping sauce.
No.
Oh, David, you're talking.
No, just salt.
Yeah.
Just salt on your toasted toasted bread.
David, we haven't spoken before, have we?
No, we haven't, no.
Well, listen, my friend, you and your ilk have got a home here. I'm on Monday to Friday, 10 o'clock at night until 1 o'clock in the morning. And tell your friends on the internet forum that they are all people will be allowed to come on and talk about absolutely anything they want, however crazy or far-fetched it might sound.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Right, before you go, what do you think about conspiracy theories?
Well, there's a big conspiracy about them, isn't there?
There is in a way, yes.
Yes.
But what they talk about, what do you think?
Well, it depends. I don't like this broad brushstroke of conspiracy theories all being lumped together, because I think some of them hold more weight than others.
Yeah. So they have to be individual.
They have to be individual. For example, I don't believe for 1 second that mankind has stepped on the moon.
You don't?
Nope, don't believe that for a second. Where's the proof? You got proof, David?
No.
Exactly.
Right.
Here's another one. I don't believe that snakes are real.
You don't?
No, I've never seen one. Have you seen a snake?
I've seen a grass snake.
You seen a what?
I've seen a grass snake.
Not on telly?
No, real life.
Not in a book?
Well, I've seen them in books.
Yeah, they don't count in books. That's fake from NASA. That's the moon thing.
I've straddled a python.
Sorry? Cheeky lady.
I have.
Still, university, haven't we all?
He was at work.
But you two could both be working for the Snake Marketing Board, the SMB, as far as I'm concerned. So you've just phoned up because, of course, you're going to promote, oh, yeah, snakes are real. So I've never seen one.
Been bitten by a garter snake as
Again,
well.
you're just saying stuff. David, she's just saying stuff, isn't she?
Well, I don't know. I don't know her, so I wouldn't know.
Well,
You
David...
would say that, wouldn't you, David?
David, it's good to talk to you, buddy. We'll speak again soon.
Right, thanks.
Thank you very much indeed. Some people cruelly suggesting that was Count Arthur Strong phoning in. No, that was a genuine call. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. A feisty start to the first 30 minutes of the week as far as the late night alternative is concerned. Will tonight be the night that we carry on past 1 o'clock? We'll just have to see. This is Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Earlier on, we played some Tony.
Yes.
Right. Three guys. And that album came out in 1992. I heard it on the Danny Baker show, and he said, I remember this, he said there's not one dud song on there. And he's absolutely right. It's a brilliant, brilliant record, right? And so I would have been 92. I got it when I was 19 years old. I remember listening to it on my headphones on the way back from Roehampton, where I'd had disappointing... I'm going to say a disappointing sexual encounter.
Right, I was 15, so...
It wasn't with you.
I had any sexual encounters.
Hang on a minute. Can I just say...
So you're going down memory lane?
If I'm talking about sexual encounters, don't then start talking about being 15, because that just brings a really unpleasant tone to the whole conversation.
Well,
don't even
started
say...
it.
No, I didn't start anything with you when you were 15. Stop that. Stop it, because that is libelous. That is how rumours get started. That's libelous, right? You three spoke to me, and they could find nothing on me. They didn't speak to me. That was a joke.
Don't joke about you, Tree, man. Back up.
All right, I've backed up, right? Anyway, so it's an album that every now and then I dig out, listen to a bit of Tony.
Do you feel disappointed again?
I remember once having an argument with someone saying Tony. It was good. Actually, it's pronounced Tony, Tone, because the last one spelled Tone. I went, yeah, there's an accent over the E.
Tone.
Buddy. Anyway, John has just tweeted me.
From Roehampton.
Tony was just one dude. What the heck? What the heck? 25 years later? A quarter of a century later, I'm finding out there was no Tony A, Tony B, and Tony C.
It was just Tony.
It was just Tony. Flipping heck. So, if that's the case, right, if one man who goes by the name of Raphael Sadiq, Well, if Raphael Sadiq can trick me, an intelligent broadcaster, for 25 years of my life, over half of my life, into thinking that he's three men, then maybe Princess Kate is going to have eggs.
Oh, she's not going to sit on eggs. There's not enough of her bottom to cover an egg.
Let's
think about it.
Let's speak to Jonathan. Good evening, Jonathan.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Jonathan. Did you know that Tony was just one person?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okie dokie, doggy daddy.
Have you ever heard of REMs?
Greatest hits? Yeah, they're brilliant. That's
No.
me in the corner. Come on when you're trying to wake me up. Come on when you're trying to wake me up.
What's that?
Ooh, it's Radio Free Europe. There's one for the hardcore REM fans from the first album.
Stand in
Murmur.
the place where you live, now face.
Here we go. Yeah, REM's greatest hits. Yes.
Not that REM. I'm talking about REMs.
Second album?
No, I'm
Don't
talking
go back
about
to
rare.
What?
I'm talking about rare earth metals.
Oh no, go on. Tell me more. Tell me more. Did she put up a fight?
Because then you should say,
No.
fine.
Yeah.
I'll leave it.
It's a bit rapey, that line,
It
isn't
is,
it?
very.
Oh.
I'm talking about lithium, copper, gold, rare earth metals.
Yes, go on.
Well, the interesting information is that
You're being very patient
China-
with our churlishness tonight. Well done. Well done. You're not rising to the bait.
China are running out of rare earth metals.
Yeah.
We've got about a 5 to 7 year stockpile of REMs left.
Yes.
And the only other place that has them in significant quantities, in fact, the largest supply of rare earth metals in the world,
Yes.
is across the Chinese border in North Korea.
I knew you were going to say North Korea! I knew it! This is brilliant!
Yes. And obviously the West are in a bit of a quandary because they don't want the extraction and distribution of these precious metals to be controlled by
The Chinese.
China and its allies.
No.
Because you've got North Korea, you've got China, and you've got Russia.
Yes.
And 90% of North Korea's international trade and exports are with China.
Yeah.
So if the Chinese and the Russians are going to control the supply of rare earth metals that are needed for iPhone batteries, medical equipment, all the high tech stuff that we take for granted.
Xbox.
The West are pretty much going to be at the mercy of the Chinese and even the Russians. So that is why we are being geared up to go to war with North Korea.
Got nothing to do with the fact that they're testing hydrogen bombs.
Yes, that's one element, but
Surely that's a bigger element than copper, isn't it?
That's what it's going to be sold as, that Kim Jong-un is another Hitler and that we're going to get rid of weapons of mass destruction, when in reality we're just going to go in there and seize control of the rare earth metal production.
Is there any of this rare earth metal in South Korea?
No.
Oh,
the
that's
thing
convenient.
the thing with rare earth metals is they can be very hazardous to handle and extract.
Yep.
And because North Korea and China have virtually little, if any, health and safety regulations, like they can, it's cheaper to extract from those places than a more built-up area. And also, these rare earth metals actually do far more damage to the environment than CO2.
What are we going to do, Jonathan? I've been thinking about this. Right. There's only a finite amount of all of those metals that you've been talking about, a finite amount of oil. There's only a finite amount of stuff that we get out of the ground. Helium is mined, right? There's only and they've almost run out of helium. There's only a finite amount, right? And the Earth will reproduce it again, but it'll take millions and millions of years, right? What do we do then, Jonathan, when it's all gone? What do we do?
Well, we either have to find newer, more efficient sources of energy in metal and plastics, or we have to extract it from off-world bodies, such as asteroids, the moon.
Now we're talking. This is
now,
it.
do you believe we went to the moon?
No, I don't believe we went to the moon.
Do you, Jonathan?
If we did go to the moon, the evidence of our presence there was faked because
they muffed it up.
They couldn't. Well, we probably did land on the moon. There is evidence to suggest that we did land on the moon because there was a reflective light left on the moon, and the scientists used that to measure the distance between.
That's what they tell you, Jonathan. I can't believe you're falling for the bullshine that NASA are pumping out of their publicity department.
What I do know, however, is that the footage we saw was definitely faked. The mission probably did happen, but the footage was faked.
Oh, come on, man. They might as well have just faked the whole thing. Have you not seen that documentary, Capricorn 1?
That's not a documentary.
What, the thing with O.J. Simpson in?
No, in fact, that's probably...
he's an actor,
Capricorn 1 probably has more credibility as evidence of O.J. Simpson's mental instability than it does to whether man landed on the moon or not.
Jonathan, thank you very much indeed. Have you seen Capricorn 1?
No.
Oh, mate, it is a great film. It's one of the classics, mid-70s.
It was one of his first acting roles.
Yeah, it is. It is a classic, right? So these three astronauts, I think they're going to be fired off to Mars.
They're called Tone and Tone.
He's being disrespectful to me. I think they're going off to Mars, right? And they get on the spaceship, right? They get on the spaceship, and they're like, they're all ready to go. They're strapped in, and literally about a minute before it's going to take off, someone comes and says, "Get off now." It's like, what? I haven't got time to explain. Get off now. So they all get off, right? And they get driven out into the or they're in the desert, right? And they say, we think there was a problem with... We think there was a problem with the spaceship. Right? We think there was a problem with the spaceship. So this is going to be... But don't worry. So then they have to pretend they're on Mars, right? So they're pretending they're on Mars. And then they do a live... Or maybe it's the moon. They do a live video link-up, right? But with their families and with the world's media. But they're in a studio. Like in the desert somewhere, right? And... Then, I can't remember why they're taken off the spaceship, but then, as the spaceship is coming back to Earth, it blows up. So the world thinks the three astronauts are dead, and then they find out that it's blown up, and they think, we're in trouble now. So the rest, Elliot Gould is in it, and so the rest of the film is them trying to escape. So, and spoiler alert, guys, it's such a good film, right? Spoiler alert. O.J. Simpson and another fella get shot, right? The main astronaut turns up at his funeral. Boom! What an ending to a movie!
I haven't seen it, and there's no point in me watching it.
No, I've spoiled it for you now. So it's a great film. Capricorn 1, great film. 0344 499 1000. Great films like Capricorn 1, please, if you wouldn't mind. What diseases, stroke conditions did you want as a child? We're talking conspiracy theory. Seems to be a bit of a theme running through the shows at the moment. I'm very happy to do that. If you've got any evidence at all that we landed on the moon, do you realise how stupid that sounds, guys? It was a dick measuring contest. That's all it was. We didn't land on the moon. No one's got the technology to do that. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
We're back. If you're watching on Periscope, we were just pretending to have an argument then.
We weren't. Pervert.
Oh, don't. Catherine is now complaining that she's feeling a bit stiff.
Yeah, in one leg.
You did bugger all yesterday, mate.
I did.
Got to stop swearing. Stop swearing from now. You did naff all yesterday.
I did.
You're a real disappointment to... about 50 people came and played tag with us.
Well, two of them I'd produced from my womb.
Wow.
So don't tell me I don't do anything to help with the game of tag.
Wowzers.
One of my youngest completely misunderstood the rules, it turns out.
Go on. How can you misunderstand the rules of tag?
she's nuts.
And by the way, I've started calling it tag now, just because. It's easier. I feel like Donald Sutherland at the end of the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's called tag. All right.
She said halfway through, she said, "Mummy, why are we running away from them all the time?" I went, "Well, that's the game." And I thought that was enough of an explanation.
If I'd have known that, go on.
Well, then afterwards, she kept going. When you were it, she kept running up to you, didn't she?
Yeah.
And offering herself up. When I got tagged, she would say, "Tag me, tag me." She thought that's how you win.
No, if I'd known that, I'd have red carded her. I'd have sent her into the sim then. It was a brilliant afternoon. Sorry I couldn't buy everyone ice cream, but I'd left my wallet at home.
Yeah, of course you had.
And I owe you some money as well.
Yeah.
I'd left my wallet at home. So, but it was all filmed by Dan, who is a genius. Nice to meet Dan's boys. And that will be up whenever he does it. He's an artist in the truest sense of the word. But also what was great, and I've got a new jam.
Oh, yes.
Speaker's Corner.
Oh, God.
Speaker's Corner.
What a place that is.
For those who don't know, right, Speaker's Corner, and I've done a little bit of research on this, right, but Speaker's Corner is a corner in Hyde Park where every Sunday you are quite legally allowed to rock up at the park and speak on any subject you want, as long as you're not inciting violence. I think bad language is frowned upon as well. I've been reading up on it quite a bit because I'm obsessed. I've ordered a book about it. Let me find that website. So you can go and talk about anything, right? And we had a caller, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago? So it was a guy living in Canada or America.
Was it not? It wasn't Marty, was it?
No, it wasn't Marty. It was a guy in New York. It was a guy in New York who said that he'd heard that Speaker's Corner was being overrun by Islamist extremism, extremists who were shouting down. David, I'll come to you in a minute. Who were shouting down everyone else and making it a very uncomfortable experience. Now, we got there about 2:30, and so I went and recorded a piece. I didn't see any Islamic extremists shouting down Christians. Au contraire, it was a lot of Christians. It was all, basically all of the talks that I heard were about religion, apart from the guy in the bowler hat. I don't know what he was talking about.
He was a bit like the guy from The Life of Brian who says, "And your neighbour will mislay his spoon." But
it was a lot of religious arguments, and there was we'll play it out later, right? There's a really nice guy who's was a reformed alcoholic and junkie. His terms, not mine, and he was born again Christian, and he was talking about how he'd been saved. And I noticed he had some kind of very strange signs in front of him, and I said, "Oh, what are these for?" He said, "Oh, they're not mine. They're this fella's. He's just let me borrow his stepladder." So this guy was quite anti-Palestinian, the second guy, and I don't know why. So we had a little bit of conversation, and it was, I tell you what was thrilling. It was thrilling and frustrating in equal measures. It was thrilling to be outside with the freedom to go up to a stranger who is talking and say, "I think you're talking rubbish. Here's why. Where's your evidence?" It was thrilling, but it was frustrating in the way I find talking, and we've had a couple on here, and this is not an anti-Christian thing, I'm going to be very, very specific. People who class themselves as born-again Christians, some people, and I'll be really specific, some people who class themselves as born-again Christians, I find when I've spoken to them, particularly on this show and in other shows, there is an arrogance that comes from them. And also, I find them very patronising. This is a very specific branch of Christianity, and I'm going to be generous and say it's only some people within that specific branch. I have had conversations with other Christians and have got on perfectly well with them, and found that arrogance lacking that is in this specific branch. And the same with Muslims. I've spoken to kind of hardcore Muslims and hardcore Jews who have that arrogance.
Do you think it's something about coming to it later in life and being converted?
Possibly.
Right? Because they are generally, and the people that we've spoken to who have displayed that, are people who've turned away from one lifestyle, a lifestyle that they now say was sinful and wrong, and that they were full of anger and pride and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They've turned away from it, and now they have the answer in terms of their faith.
Yes.
They say. I find with those people sometimes there's residual anger there, and instead of it being down to boozing or whatever the problem was before, now it's down to your, and I'm talking about our, ignorance of the truth.
Anger,
you know what I mean?
Anger
it gets funneled in a different way.
There's an anger, yeah. So there's a bit of that. Then I went and saw a Muslim gentleman in a heated debate with a Christian woman. And it was quite a tense atmosphere there because this gentleman, I spoke to a really nice guy who was filming him, and this gentleman has a YouTube channel, so there are 4 or 5 cameras filming him, and it was quite intense. The Christian woman wasn't on her own; she had other, people with her, and it was quite intense. And then there was some other stuff going on. And I spoke to some horrible people. Anyway, you'll hear it all in a bit, right? But I just found it. I'm going to go back again, and what I need to do is I want to be more passive when I go back, because you'll hear me joining in the conversations, joining in the arguments, and arguing my point, right? But you might as well, in those situations, be shouting at a wall. You can shout and shout and shout. It's always going to be a wall.
It's real life Twitter.
It is. It's where Twitter started. Really, is there. So I want to go back again, and you'll hear it does get very heated, and but there's some moments of levity and brevity and humour in it. But I want to go back again, and I want to be more passive. I want to be an observer. But I find it hard to be when I hear people being racist. There was some racism going on, and people telling obnoxious lies. I find that very difficult not to...
Yeah, because there's a feeling that you're complicit with it if you don't challenge it.
Hang on a second, what's this?
What you got?
Text it. May I just say that Catherine is the most intelligent lady I've heard on the radio in a long time, from Sue in Tonbridge, who's 77 years old.
Thank you. That's a long time to be listening to the radio.
She must be tired.
Thank you, Sue. It's not true, but thank you.
David!
Yep, hello.
Yep, hello, David. How are you doing? Now, listen, we both set up Fiverr accounts at the last week, where we use our services. Catherine and I will make private, personalised, bespoke podcasts for you, and you do you sing songs and do personalised messages for about £3 or £4. How many bookings did you get, David?
I think it's, and that's why I've rang in. In total, I've had about 5.
Sorry?
5.
Is that real?
Yes.
And they've paid you for this?
Yes, but it's the 5th one I'd like to talk about.
Okay, go on then, please do.
Well, they sent me a script and they said, I'd like you to read this word for word.
Oh, dear.
And that was fine.
Yeah.
But have you seen what they've done with the video?
No, I see the videos online. Has it got swear words in it?
Do you count the second syllable of my last name, the swear word?
How many times is it said?
A couple.
Okay, well let's have a little look here. Okay, I'm going to play this. We'll hover over the dump button just in case. So this is a video you recorded.
Oh, blimey.
My name is David Babcock. I like to touch men. If you want me to touch any else cock, please follow me on Twitter.
I think we get the idea. Wow, that is incredible. Why did you record that?
I didn't record that. I read out a script. They've edited it, haven't they? And I want to sue them, but I ain't got any lawyers.
Right. Okay. Well.
You've sold them those words.
Yes, mate. As far as I'm concerned, they've done absolutely nothing wrong.
Have you seen the picture that they've done of me dancing at the end?
No, I don't. No, I've not seen that, David.
Well, we don't really work on radio, but maybe you can watch it and say what you see.
Okay, I've got to play this video again. Hang on
a second. It's like rude catchphrase.
There we go. It's again. Hang on. Let's jump to the end. Okay.
It's like the Venga Boys. Oh my God!
What are you wearing a mankini for, buddy?
They put my face on someone else's body, obviously, haven't they?
That's not possible. That technology doesn't exist. There is David Babcock dancing in a mankini.
No, not me.
Mate, that is you. That is your face. I've met you.
I am not that fat.
I've met you, I have met you, David. That is definitely your face. I'm going to retweet that.
No.
That's retweeting that now.
No.
That is a lesson for everybody. If you don't want it on the internet, mate, don't film it.
I didn't want it on the internet,
well,
but
I don't know how to unretweet it. Sorry, I thought you were phoning up to saying you wanted it retweeted. I don't know how to unretweet it.
I'm thinking about approaching them legally.
That
is black. I do not do what they say I do in that video.
Well, you pleasure ghosts and dance in a mankini. I mean, it's just a bit of fun.
The pleasure ghosts? No, they're saying that I pleasure men.
How much money did you accept for that?
I got about £3 from that after the commission.
Well, that'd be a lesson to you.
Fiverr really is the most amazing website ever. Well done, everybody. If you want to abuse David Babcock, then that is the way forward. We're an hour down, and we've not really started yet. There's still so much to do. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. You are listening, dear listener, to, there's no radio show like it in the country. This is the Late Night Alternative. She's Catherine Boyle. I'm Iain Lee, and of course, we are on the great Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
I've just retweeted the video of David Babcock. Please, please, please don't retweet it. We don't want it to go viral.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Get an earful of unusual nocturnal emissions with radio's Lord of Misrule, Iain Lee. No relation, thank God.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Guys, I've asked you. I've accidentally retweeted the video of David Babcock, and I deliberately retweeted it because I put a message on there saying, "Please do not retweet this and make it go viral." It's not me being ironic or reverse psychology. I don't want to humiliate the man. It's been retweeted 16 times already.
Oh, people!
So, but can we,
guys?
Come on, guys, please. Can you stop retweeting the clip that I just retweeted? It's 19 retweets now. 0344 499 1000, the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. Catherine Boyle's over there. This is Talk Radio. You can listen on DAB. You can download the app. Or, of course, you can listen online at talkradio.co.uk. Now, I wrote something down here. And I wrote it... I can't read it. It's the one at the bottom. It was a talking point. The one at the bottom. I honestly can't read it.
Lazy.
E-spong. Lazy e-spong. Lazy. What was I thinking about the lazy?
I mean, there was a revelation about the leopard and the tiger.
We'll get to the leopard and the tiger in a bit.
Lazy e-sponge.
What's an e-sponge?
I don't know.
Lazy e-sponge.
E-spong.
If anyone has any idea, let me look at this.
Lazy G-spot.
No, Jesus, that was my my rapper name in the 80s. Lazy E-sperm? It could be sperm. Lazy e-sperm. Lazy e-sperm.
What were we watching? When did you write it?
We watched Naked and Afraid. This was after Naked and Afraid. Lazy e-sperm. That's an O. Lazy E.
Let me look at it again.
Oh, I know exactly what it is. I got it. I'm there. Right, I'm there. Okay, I'm there. This is how lazy I am, right? The kids went... So Sunday night was absolutely shattered, right? Got home, not as late as you, but I got home about 6:30 after doing the Virgin Radio show, which was a joy, by the way. Thank you to everyone who called in. It was a good show on Sunday morning. Sunday mornings from 10 o'clock. And then going off and playing tag. And then we had to come back here where we parked and driving home. So I got back, I was knackered, right? I got back it was closer to 7 because the kids were about to go up for a bath. I thought, this is a result. So they went up and I thought, all I want to do is I want to lay on the sofa and I want to play Xbox.
Right.
I'm really into a game at the moment called Rocket League. I'm quite late to the Rocket League party, but just to say, last weekend I progressed from amateur to semi-pro. And basically, it's brilliant, right? You're in like a sort of
Rocket?
Giant. No, you're not actually, mate. You're in like a giant football pitch that's in a dome.
Oh,
right?
God, right, yep.
And it's normally 3-on-3. Sometimes it's 2-on-2. You can play 1-on-1, but that's just humiliating. And you're in a car, right? It's got turbo boost facilities and it can jump.
Right.
And there's a giant football. So you're playing giant football in a car that's got turbo boost abilities and can jump, right? It is brilliant, right? I am convinced, though, that most people, and I'm a semi-pro, that most people haven't got a flipping clue what they are doing because it's so fast, it's so nuts, it's so hard to control the football, right? It's just every now and then I'll get a good hit and get the ball first and it'll score a goal straight away. If I don't score a goal in the first 3 seconds, I can't do it, right? I must have scored about 7 goals in the last couple of months I've been playing it. And I booted it up, right? I thought, I don't know if I can be bothered to...
Oh, you're talking about the computer, not the ball.
You're an idiot. And I thought, I don't know... 0344 499 1000, if you know what I'm talking about, right? I thought, I can't even be bothered to play it. But then I noticed you got a menu on the game. I noticed a little light was flashing on it. I thought, that little light flashing, that's not been there before. And it said, eSports Live. I thought, hang on a second. I clicked on it, and then it took me to a TV channel, right? An American TV channel, right? And there were just shy of 80,000 viewers, because it says there, viewers, you get live viewing figures, right? Just shy of 80,000. So more people were tuned into this channel than listened to this show.
Just made me think of one of Limmy's Daft Wee stories. It wasn't that, was it?
No. Oh, no. So more people, about 20,000 more people were tuned into this channel than listened to this show, right? And what it was 3 American dudes in a proper studio, like it was a sports studio. Go, well, we're coming up to the second match in the third game, and this is going to be a really tough game. We've got to go, let's go to Chuck Brinkley now. Chuck, this team from the Midwest, they've really shown some great attitude in the last 3 matches, but it has to be said, they only work when they're playing as blue, and in this game they're going to be playing as orange. And so these men were like, I was thinking, what is this, right? And then it goes, okay, we're going to go over live now to the next round. And it was esports. I was watching a live Rocket League game.
Oh my God.
With commentary. It was wonderful. And you had people commentating on what is an insanely addictive, fast, and I was just there, because like, oh yeah, this is wicked. And then the game would finish and they would do match analysis with action replays and slow-mo. And then they'd go to another expert who would say, well, we've seen a good look at the stats now. We got the stats for these guys, and this is it was a Rocket League tournament on the telly. Now, they tried it over here years ago. About 10 years ago, there was a channel called X League. And I know this because I got to go on there and talk about a game of Rainbow Six where you run around shooting people. But I thought it kind of died out. But in America, video gaming is a sport. It's seen quite rightfully. Listen, if darts and snooker can be a sport, then watching people playing video games is most definitely a sport. If they can
slap adverts on it, it'll be a sport.
In America, kids get scholarship to colleges. You know, there's a college you have to pay for in America. And so a lot of poor people and quite often black people who, you know, simply can't afford the college fees, they will get, it's black and white now, but for a while it was predominantly black. So O.J. Simpson got his break. Yeah. They will get a scholarship. They will get their fees paid up for college as long as they carry on doing American football or basketball.
Have you ever seen the college league football as well?
It's huge.
Massive.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's how O.J. Simpson, second mention of the night, it's how he got famous because he was doing that. And so kids get college scholarships playing video games. There's big sponsorship. They can get hundreds of thousands of dollars for playing video games. And I was sat there Saturday night. I was there for about 45 minutes because my internet in in that house is awful. And even if I shut the Wi-Fi down on everything else, the internet is flipping awful. Yeah, I know. Sam's saying that some have been considered for the Olympics. Why the hell not? So after it was glitchy. So after about 30 minutes, I just thought, actually, do you know what? This is glitching too much. I'm going to go and play the game. Lagging, I believe is the phrase. But for 30 minutes, I was hooked. And I was thinking, if I could turn on my Xbox and it would say straight away, yeah, there's a game of Call of Duty is being streamed live with commentary. Totally. Halo is being streamed with... Totally. I would totally watch that. Sat on the sofa, lying with my controller behind my head. That's how I use my controllers, behind my head, like that. I'm a master at it. And just watching these, and you don't see the people who are playing it. You don't. It's not like you're in, you get the room with the 6 computers, because they're all over the world playing it. But you just see the game. Oh, Kath, it was so good. It was so good. And I wonder if I train hard enough, if I work hard enough, could I become a professional e-sports star?
Well, it's good to have goals.
It really, really is. Turns out I'm rubbish at games, though. I bought Call of Duty for the first time in years. I bought that yesterday. We're going to be certainly... might have a little session on that tonight when I get back.
I'm living the dream, Ian.
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Go, you're a terrorist.
Is that the one where you can turn on your own?
You can have I believe you can have team kills in Call of Duty. My favourite thing on any game is shooting your own teammates. I love it. It means you get a lot of these games now. Sorry, we'll stop talking about games in a bit because I realise it's a bit niche. But a lot of these games now, if you do 2 team kills, you automatically get banned from the server.
Spoil sports.
Where the trick is, of course, what used to have to be voted off the server, right? And what you do is people would start voting and go, whoa, what are you voting for me for? He started shooting at me, vote him off. Then they vote him off. Then you shoot someone else. I did once play a game. Can I say? Well, I was once playing a game, right, and there was a gentleman. Then what it is, you spawn, and you're in the same room, and you're working on the same team, and you've got to build up your defences. Then you go and fight, right? But then also you can kill people. And there was a gentleman, an American gentleman, who, shall I not tell this story? I mean, I'm going to tell it delicately.
Be careful.
He blew us all up and shouted something offensive at us as we blew.
It was terrible, and you reported him.
Oh God! I did. I reported him. Totally, I reported him. It was outrageous, perpetuating that kind of stereotype online. If you play games online with the American kids, though, flipping it, that N-word gets bandied around a lot. It really does.
It's very naughty.
It's a strange place online. A very strange place. Sorry, I didn't rambling on for ages. Well, that's my job. That's what I'm paid to do. Is to ramble. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We have a completely clear and free switchboarded listener. I invite you to pick up the telephone and call in about anything. Here's what we've discussed so far: video games, esports, the mainstream media, conspiracy theories. Did we land on the moon? Do snakes actually exist? What illnesses did you want as a kid? And here's one. What did you want to be called as a kid? For a long, long time, I toyed with the name John. Now, it's not... I know Ian means John in Celtic, and it's not the... it's not the most extravagant name to go from Ian to John, but I remember for about a year, I would go around telling people my name was John and would get called John. That's a weird thing to do, but I think kids, rightfully so, don't like their own names. They want to assert themselves.
I always wanted something more exotic, like Brigitte, which was my French name at school.
No.
Why did they do that in French classes?
I know, why didn't they just say your name in a French accent?
Well, there was more than one Catherine, this was a problem.
Well,
but in real life, there's more than one Catherine.
Unfortunately, there is. And one of the most annoying is here in the studio with me, and it's great to have you here. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. And when there was a thing about leopards, I made a confession to a really good friend of mine this evening. Because when you've got good friends, you can tell them things and they don't judge you, they certainly don't mock you, and they don't bully you. Well, that good friend was Catherine Boyle, and she did all of those things.
Never.
You did. You made me feel less than.
Stop it.
0344 499 1000. When does a good mate let you down?
You made me go on a quest of my own.
What happened was, we were watching Naked and Afraid, Season 3 XL, It's only episode 4, and man alive, everyone's dropping like flies. And there was a shot of a large feline creature prowling through it wasn't woods, it was the jungle. It's the jungle.
They're in the rainforest.
What's the difference between woods and the jungle?
Jungle is more...
Don't give me one of your clever, funny answers. This is a genuine question, okay? We've got a lot of young people listening to us.
Clever, funny? I mean, how little do you think of me?
A lot after the way you treated me this evening.
I was going to say jungle's more snaky. You don't get snakes hanging out of trees in the woods.
Clever, funny.
Unless it's in the Gruffalo woods.
By the way, I think the phones are broken.
Yeah.
Because no one's calling in, and I'm churning out gold here, guys. I'm like that goose, what got stolen by that boy. So this creature came on the screen, and it prowled through the jungle, and it had spots. And after a few seconds of it being on, I went, "That's a leopard." And Catherine looked at me, and I went, "I cannot instantly recognise. I don't know the difference between a leopard and a tiger. So when I see, and I know either of the two creatures, right? They both look like big yellow cats with black marks, right?
Well, one's orange.
Well, and this is absolutely true. Like, if you showed me, now I could because it's in my head. But if you just came up to me in the street and said, "What's that?" and showed me a picture of either a leopard or a tiger, you wouldn't get an answer for 3 seconds, because in my head I have to go, "A leopard never changes its spots. That's a leopard." Or, "A leopard never changes its spots. That's stripes. That's a tiger." If it's a tiger, that'll be slightly longer to answer, because I have to go through the leopard never changes its spots, its stripes, it's a tiger.
But the bad news in this whole story is it was a jaguar.
Well, no, let's
and then I had to look up what a difference between a leopard and a jaguar was.
Let's not even bring...
It turns out a continent.
Let's not even bring that into this. This is just... I don't want to confuse it for the listeners.
Important.
Let's focus on this. I told you this, right, that I use this simple mnemonic.
A what?
I use this simple mnemonic to tell the difference between leopards and tigers.
Yeah.
Because, okay, there must have been... I'm 44, right? The same age as Dara O'Brien. There must have been in my life 5 times I've had to tell the difference, and not one of them has been life-threatening. Not one, right? So 5 times, that works out about once every 8 or 9 years, I've got to tell the difference between a leopard and a tiger. So it's not a skill, it's not a honed skill, it's not a carefully, it's not as sharp as a pencil. I can tell the difference between a car and a bus, because I do that every day.
Yeah.
I drive a car, I don't drive a bus. That's
pencil.
Yeah, exactly, right? But leopard, tiger...
Orange apple.
So, if you guys use mnemonics to help you out...
Mnemonics.
A-L...
It's not a mnemonic.
A-L-N-C-I-S.
What's that?
A leopard never changes its spots, its stripes, it's a tiger. See? I don't think it's that... that upsetting. I don't think it's that... sorry, I'm confused at the moment, because a mate is feel this knife in my back. I don't think it's as rare as you think it is. I suspect that most people listening to this show now would struggle to tell the difference between a leopard and a tiger instantly.
No.
Instantly.
I don't think they would.
Instantly.
Do you know the difference between a lion and a tiger?
You're an arse. You're an arse.
What?
That's what you are.
I'm just asking.
A lion has a mane.
Not always.
A-L-H-M.
Where's the A?
A lion.
H-A-M.
Yeah, no, I'd get rid of superfluous letters just to speed things up. I don't want to, I'm working at lightning speed here. Good evening, Dennis.
Good evening, Ian. How are you?
Oh, you're still alive. Or is this a recording?
Listen to me. I've just had another great-grandson.
Turn your...
Talking about a dozen.
Flipping radio off.
Working at lightning... Hey, you is talking.
Yeah, I know it's me who's talking, but turn it off.
I have done, right. Fair enough.
Right.
Anyway, how are you and your...
Congratulations! What's he called?
Hey?
What?
I believe Jesse.
He's a big Jesse?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but because it's like Jesse James.
I'm teasing. That's a lovely name. That's a fantastic. And everyone's healthy and well and safe?
Everybody's well and safe, yeah.
Beautiful.
We're still knocking along.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Isn't
Anyway,
that
how are
wonderful?
you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, Dennis. Your news, that's delightful. Jesse's a great name, and how many great-grandchildren have you got now?
6.
Flipping.
Under the age of 8. We haven't got a girl amongst them, that's the rotten part.
Well,
they had one that's spot of rotten, but beside the point. We seem to produce how lads have to go out and face ladies in.
Yes, well, that's...
Anyway, you carry on. I'm just ringing up to let you know everything's okay.
Go and have a glass of whiskey and smoke a cigar.
Okay.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta, congratulations. There we go. That's nice, isn't it? 92, 93, and there's a little baby in the world. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Puts me out of pocket, because I've obviously got a bet that he'll die at some point, and
he's clinging on.
And
they're reproducing.
Clinging on for dear life. Maybe we should do the story about the 5-year-old girls wearing hijabs at school. I mean, maybe we should, because we're getting we've had one phone call this hour from some drunk old boy.
He just wanted to boast.
Exactly, from a boaster. So maybe we should do the hijabs.
Or maybe we just say, if you want to come on and boast, this is the place.
Well, here's James's Twitter poll. Schoolgirls as young as 5 are wearing hijabs for school uniform. Should this be allowed? Just have a guess what the majority went for.
Well, they're a liberal-minded bunch, aren't they?
No. The correct answer is, of course, no. Right, but 85%. Why would you do a Twitter? Surely I would. Surely you do a Twitter poll. Not picking on James at all, but you do a Twitter poll where you're unsure of what the answer's going to be. You're unsure as to what the listenership thinks. You're unsure as to which way their minds are going to go, because you want to analyse the data as it comes in and unpick it and try to understand what's going on.
So,
should 5-year-old girls be allowed to wear hijabs? No. Well,
instead, you go, is this a tiger or is this a leopard?
I'm trying to generate conversation, and you're just blocking me. Every single time. Just blocking me. Just that barrier is coming down every single time, blocking me. And I'm trying to open up avenues. I'm doing improv here, basically, guys.
Yeah.
I do a 3-hour improv comedy show every single night. And one of the rules of improv is you don't block people. So if we do a scene and I say, oh, do you fancy a cup of tea? You don't just go, no.
I wouldn't. I would always say yes. You've never made me.
No, it's improv. There isn't a cup of tea here.
Oh.
Jesus, you're really doing my nutting. There, if we were improvising.
Yes, and a biscuit.
There we go. I'm all out of biscuits, but I could pop to the shop and get you some.
Yes, and a packet of Rothmans. I don't smoke.
If you don't smoke, why do you want the Rothmans?
Yes,
because you said that as we were improvising. And you don't say yes all the time. Now you're being facetious.
You have to say yes and.
Can we? Are there any? This is what we want. Joe, I'll come to you in a second. I've been asking for calls and then we get one and I put them off. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any professional comedians and improvisers? It's a great talent. I don't know if Josie Lawrence or Paul Merton or Richard Vranch at the piano are listening. Sorry? But if they are, I'd really appreciate just 5-10 minutes of your time, and we'll improvise a little scene. If they're not listening, maybe you have improvised professionally. Maybe you teach it. 0344 499 1000. We'll improvise, because it will be nice for me to flex my muscles, my creative comedic muscles.
Not again.
Without that. Without exactly what you just did then. Without that. And so what we'll do is we'll do it, and Catherine will remain silent, although she'd probably be trying to stifle the laughter. So we'll do that. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Joe.
Hello, Ian. Hello. The difference between a leopard and a tiger. What are you like, Ian? Sorry. It's so funny.
What is going on with you? Have you been doing helium?
No, I just can't stop laughing, man.
What is wrong with you, man?
Because it's so funny. Ian, why would you need to know the difference? And a jungle has a canopy. That's what makes a jungle a jungle. Oh, my God, it's like a nature programme, isn't it? Nature with Ian.
Are you on amphetamines?
No, I'll tell you what, to tell the truth, Ian, like, truthfully, I'm waiting to get paid at 12:10. I can leave here at about 11:45, run down to the garage, get paid, then do some shopping. So, mate, but you make me laugh. And you're saying, anyway, how's your coffee addiction going?
I'm still on I'm on decaffeinated. I haven't had caffeine for...
Ian, they talk about fake news, man. Talk about your fake coffee. Tell me about your fake coffee. Go on.
Okay,
your addiction.
Okay. Well, I don't drink coffee or tea anymore.
You drink fake ones, like fake news in a cup.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ian, you've changed so much.
Okay. Shepia, you talk to him, Kath.
No.
Sorry, he's changed so much.
What was he like before?
And you're an anarchist.
What was he like before, Joe?
What was he like before?
Yeah.
He used to say, oh, it's nothing worse than people talking about their children on the radio, right? And then you tune in, oh my God, tonight's really brilliant, he hasn't mentioned them. Nice one, Ian, a nice one. And yeah, he keeps talking about his kids, and guess what? He talks about nunchuckers and this and that and Bruce Lee videos with them. He doesn't say how old. I don't know whether this child is like 2 weeks old, right, or 8 or 16. You know, it's really hard to make sense of him.
Well, Joe, they are 7 and 5.
I don't care. It's nothing worse than other people talking about their kids. You've changed. Anyway. Where were we? Where was the other thing? Oh, I've forgotten it. I've forgotten. Damn. Oh yeah. You were talking the other day about when you forgot a new piece of music and you can't stop listening to it.
Yes.
Well, guess what, man? I've been listening to this mix from my Ibiza from some club, right? And I cannot get further than this song by Superflu. Every time it ends right, I rewind it, and it's Donna Summer just prior to it. And I rewind it, and sometimes, right, I go in the kitchen or go in the bathroom, and it creeps along maybe 5-7 minutes into the next song, and I can't help but go back in.
What are they called? Superfruit?
No, Superflu.
Oh. Stop laughing.
Yeah, I'm being serious. I'm going to my notes now. It's a Solomon mix of Superflu.
Okay.
Mate, anyway, I missed your game of tag.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
Oh.
Why did you not turn up?
Because I didn't put it in my diary, and the lad from Brighton, I was going to intercept the train at Lewis, jump on and do my highwayman in every carriage, go stand and deliver and have him go. I'll give no quarter so I know it's him. Would have been great. So how's it going? Oh, mate. Oh, yeah. Isn't it great? Whoa, mate. In it. Whoa, mate. I can't wait to go shopping at 12:10. I can't wait. Oh, hurry up, clock. I've waited 7-8 days, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Done it hit the spot, mate. Done it.
It's a break.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Well, there's text from Darren. Hi, Kath.
Oh.
You a top babe. Would you be impressed by a bowl of Frosties? My last girlfriend not like it. Must been Cocoa Pops fan. It's from Darren in London there. I follow a gentleman on Twitter, and I'm trying to persuade him to come on the show. And so far, no joy. He's Steve Cumberland.
Yes.
At The Cumbo, Cumbo 1. And he's a really down-to-earth, honest guy. He's a good bloke. He's obviously a very spiritual bloke, and he's a talented bloke. And he posts vlogs and things like that. He also posts himself doing songs. I'm going to play you. This is him. What is amazing about this, right? Steve Cumberland. What is amazing is he is improvising this song in his car.
Okay.
Making it up. Talking about improvisation and making it up totally on the spot. I don't think there's any swears in this, but have a listen to this. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Here we go. Don't laugh. Give it time. It's just making up on the spot.
What you want? Baby, I got it by the bucket load. Yo, what you need? Baby, I got it by the shed load. What makes you excited? Baby, I got it by the bag load. Oh, what makes you horny? Baby, I got it by the bucket load. What you want?
You will not be able to stop singing this now.
Baby, I got it by the bucket load. Oh, what you need? Baby, I got it by the shed load. What makes you excited? Baby, I got it by the bucket load. Oh, baby, yeah. Baby, I got a shed load. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, what you need, I got it in there. Yeah, baby, what I'm trying to say is, what you want, I got it in there. Yeah, basically, what I'm trying to say is, yeah. What you need, it's in me, yo. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, why am I getting so many angry? Why am I getting so many angry faces?
There we go, that's that. And
He's got it in there where?
Well, I was listening to that yesterday. I could not stop singing, what you need. Baby, I got it by the bucket load. Stop singing it. I couldn't stop
Sign
singing
of a hit.
Honestly, I thoroughly recommend you follow Steve Cumberland at the Cumbo 1, CUMBO number 1, because it is absolutely superb. The stuff he's putting out there. He did a Q&A the other day. Some big names are sending him questions. Marcus Brigstock was one of them, but one of the questions was brilliant, right? So he's just doing this live Q&A. One of the questions was, isn't sleep weird? Because it's the only thing you have to pretend to be doing to then do. And it makes sense. You go to bed, you pretend to be asleep, and then you fall asleep.
Yeah.
You can't go, oh, and then you sleep. You've got to pretend to be asleep. This is Steve. You're not Cumbo, are you, Steve?
Cumbo?
No, it's a different Steve. We were talking about Steve Cumberland.
No. I do like a sausage, but I do not know Steve Cumberland.
Okie dokie. Well, that's a shame. Steve, what have you got for us, man?
You wanted to do some improvisation. I haven't done it for years, but if you need somebody, I'm here for you.
And I like that. Oh, straight away, I feel I could confidently play some trust games with you. Whereas if I were to play it with Kath, I get the feeling, and excuse me if this is too harsh, I'll end up with a bloody nose as I fall flat on the floor. But I know Steve would catch me.
I wouldn't even let you fall.
Give us a little bit of your background, Steve. Where did you do improv?
I want to say I studied drama, but I didn't.
Does anyone?
I went to a youth theatre that did drama. Yeah. Started off, and then as part of the Young Rep in Birmingham. Birmingham.
Beautiful.
I can hear my echo, and I have got an accent. I apologise.
No, that's fine. Sometimes if I move you over here, that might get rid of the echo, but then it might not. I can't. There's something. The phone's here. I've decided a pony. So when was the last time you did a little bit of the old improv, Steve?
It's about 20 years ago, I'm going to be honest.
Here's the thing, it's like riding a bike. It's tiring on the legs, but also, you never really forget it. You might be a bit wobbly for the first bit, but once we get round the corner and get on the main road, you're going to be flying.
Can you really hurt yourself doing it?
Don't be
It's not like riding a bike.
You're not part of this.
To make your buttocks tighter.
You're not part of this.
I love Kath, but she's a bit facetious tonight.
Thank you very much indeed.
Outrageous.
Do you want to go for it, Steve?
Go on.
Right. Catherine.
No, I'm not joining in.
Can you give us a location that we're at, please?
Okay. You are in the laundrette.
Okay. And can you give us an item that one of us is holding?
Y-fronts.
Okay. And a bit bass, and then can you give us something? Can you give us something funny to say?
Is this your cucumber?
Okay. Hey, hello.
Hi, how are you? All right,
I couldn't see you. Sorry. You must have been out the back.
I was just putting the cat out.
Oh, you have a cat, do you?
Yes. It's a ginger Tom, but it's here with me at the moment.
Good. This is the laundrette, isn't it?
Yes. We've got the machines here.
Oh,
do you need some help with your smalls?
Yes, I've got my Y-fronts with me. And
why not?
I'd love to get them cleaned.
Well, we've got a full automatic wash, or we do a personalised hand wash.
Really?
Which is an extra £3.50.
And what's the price for the just the normal standard wash?
That'll be £2 in the machine.
I think I'll go for that, please.
Are you not interested in a personal hand wash?
Now you mention it, yes, I am. I'll go for that, please.
Thank you very much. Would you like to wait, or would you like to come back for them in 20 minutes?
I've brought a book, so if it's all right with you, I'm going to sit on that chair over there and I'll read.
That wouldn't... if that's what you want to do...
Yes, I do.
You can sit and read, and I'll wash your Y-fronts.
Okay, well, thanks very much.
Okay, enjoy the book. What book are you reading?
It's a book. It's a book on how to kill people who work in laundrettes.
You're the third person this week who's coming with that book.
And scene! That is how you do it. That was brilliant, Steve.
Did you hear what he's doing?
Thank you.
Yeah,
he's washing.
Are you doing it? Are you washing now?
As well. Yes.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I bring my own sink with me when I do
almost hear the water. That's how good his improv was.
You've got the cucumber, but okay, I'm not going to be...
I was going to do the cucumber.
No, I thought the cucumber was... I thought she was just being a dick by suggesting that. Steve, that was brilliant. That was... And dear listener, what you've heard there is... It was... Well, I absolutely promise you, I don't know Steve, we have not rehearsed that. That was not rehearsed. We didn't know Catherine was going to say those things. That literally just came out of the top of our heads. And there's you, Steve, saying you felt a bit rusty. That was brilliant. I mean, I carried you for most of it, but by the end, I
felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that, yes. Yeah. I thought reading the book helped me a lot.
Yeah. That was my gift to you. The book was my gift to you. Steve, do you think that this has maybe this might prompt you to get back and doing a little bit of theatre again?
I do want to. I haven't got much on at the moment, but it's money, isn't it? You don't get paid so much these days, unless you're
Daniel Craig.
Yes.
Or Halle Berry. Well, Steve, I thoroughly enjoyed that, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. So did I.
Beautiful.
I enjoyed that.
We'll speak again soon.
You take care.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. That's it. That was it. Well, how lovely. When are you next on holiday? Because you take quite a lot of holidays and they're quite long. I would like to get Steve in one night because it'd be just be nice.
Start now if you want. I'm fine.
It would be nice for me to work with someone as giving as Steve and as respectful as Steve.
Yeah.
I'm still talking. So I think we'll look into that, Steve. Thank you, buddy. 0344 499 1000. We're playing with Improv.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
What you need, baby, I got it by the shed low. It's a great song.
What I particularly like with the little those bits in there that he just throws in.
Yep.
The master, isn't he?
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I tell you what, after midnight we'll kind of have a little recap of what we've discussed so far, but I cannot stress enough that you can call in about absolutely anything you want. If you want to call in about the story about hijabs in school, I mean, I know that's what will be on all the other radio stations right now. So, I mean, but you can. If you want to call in about that stuff, then you're very welcome to call in about that stuff. Someone on Twitter has said that they are showing esports on BBC Three, but that's online as well now, so you might as well just go online.
Yeah. Or on the iPlayer.
Now, this Jordan's tour is not seemingly going according to plan.
Wow.
Pricey is heckled by drunk tramp. Tell you what, find some tour dates for Katie Price, and pick a venue and see how many tickets are left. Because now when you book tickets, you get to choose tickets. Oh, went into town on Saturday in London and took the boys to the Lego store, the M&M store. It's something to do, isn't it? Then we went and saw the Horrible Histories play at the Garrick Theatre. Now, I love the Horrible Histories television series. I quite enjoyed the Horrible Histories movie. If I'm honest, I found the live show a little bit disappointing. It felt like the sort of show I used to tour around schools after I graduated from college. It felt that, but with much, much better costumes. And,
well...
Sorry?
It seems like the, talking about the Katie Price tour, because you asked me to have a look.
Yes.
Looks like she's managed to sell out the Theatre Royal Brighton.
Oh.
That's pretty good, right?
Well, that's pretty good. I do wonder...
£20 a pop.
Yeah, I do wonder...
I think, I may be wrong. I'm trying to look, because I can't pick a seat, look. Does that mean sold out?
Well, does that mean it's happened?
No, it's on the 6th.
Of what?
So it's this week.
Hang on. Katie Price. Brighton. I bet, Brighton, it's her crowd, isn't it?
Hang on, best available.
Audience with Katie Price. Brighton.
No, it looks like I might be able to, but you can't choose seats for some reason.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, mate, there's loads of... flipping heck, there's loads of tickets. You click on the stalls,
right, okay.
And there are rows of seats that are left. I would say that's about, let's be generous, that's about 3/5 of the tickets in the stalls are gone. That's being generous. Let's have a look. I bet the gods are going to be empty. How do you?
Well, in Stoke, she's doing all right. These are the ones that are available. The colours.
Right, but that's just the stalls, isn't it? What about the circle?
Yeah, that's stalls front. Hang on.
Yeah, exactly. And there's 2 empty rows there.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, that's the stalls rear.
Oh, flipping heck. So she's not even sold out. Poor thing. I mean, flipping heck. So I don't want to look at the stalls of Brighton. I want to look at the gods. Hang on a second. I do find these websites very, very confusing. Very confusing. Select my own. Best available. Let's have a look in the second circle. Let's have a little look-see. Select my own. Right, so we're looking the royal circle. So that's the up from the stalls. Mate, it's empty. It's empty. She's got to have sold about 200 seats.
They're really big places, though, aren't they?
Yeah, flipping heck. We should try and get her on. I wouldn't mind speaking to Katie. I quite like Katie Price. I met her once, years and years ago. I hosted a video games award show on ITV, Saturday morning on ITV, with Holly Willoughby. And Katie Price was one of the people. And I thought she was nice. I thought she was sweet. I thought she was filthy, and I thought she was very funny. And I feel a bit sorry for her. I feel a little bit sorry for her. And no one likes it. You know, we're doing a tour on a much smaller scale, right? And, you know, I felt devastated that when we went to Newcastle, we'd sold, I think, 50 or 60 tickets in a place that could hold 300. And I felt crushed by that, you know, but you've kind of got to know...
We knew we were overshooting with that kind of size place, didn't we?
And Hull and Scunthorpe that we're playing in, I don't think we'll get too many there, but it's a punt. But there is this thing now of, and I don't know what this act is. We'll read the story in a minute. 0344 499 1000. If you've been, I'd love to speak to you. If you're thinking of going, I'd love to speak to you. there is this thing now of doing an evening with, where there's not actually a show. It's just someone being interviewed and then taking questions from the audience. Now, I think that that's acceptable as part of the evening, like the evening with Eddie Large. But we made sure that, that show ran for about 3 hours, the evening with Eddie Large, 2.5 hours. And the first half was him doing a set. And he's an old bloke, and he's full of stories, and he was doing a set, and then the second half we had clips and all of that kind of stuff. It is very easy to get a star and sell tickets on an evening with, and you don't put... You saw how much work I put into that Eddie Large show.
Yeah.
And you don't put any work into it, because you just think, well, we've got the name here. Those ticket sales are shocking. Let's have a look at the Liverpool Empire. Let's see what's going on there. Let's have a look at the stalls for the... flippin' heck. She's got to cancel that. She has got to cancel that. Front stalls. She sold about 60 tickets for Liverpool.
How far away is that? How long away?
That's the 27th of September. If I'm right, I think the Liverpool Empire holds about 2,000. It's a massive theatre. It is a massive theatre. Tell her we're not getting her on to take the mickey out of her.
I said there's no tricks, no agenda.
I've got a real soft spot for her, and I worry. Here's my worry about Katie Price. Not my main concern. I do worry that... Do you remember Anna Nicole Smith? And how we all laughed at the car crash of her life, marrying an 80-year-old billionaire.
I don't think she was as switched on as Katie is.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm not in any way suggesting that Katie is involved in drugs and alcohol. I'm sure she's not. Well, she likes to drink, but I'm sure she's not at all. But we all laughed at her, and we laughed at her for marrying an old bloke for his money. And we laughed at her drunk on telly, and then she died. And I'm not in any way suggesting that Katie Price is in a similar situation. You're right. I think she's got her head screwed on. But. It's easy to laugh at people. And some people deserve to be laughed at. Some people deserve ridicule. I don't think she does.
The thing is with her is that because it would appear that she's laid everything out for people to watch. She hasn't, actually. I think she keeps quite a lot to herself. But she has turned part of her life into, her business, hasn't she?
Yeah.
People think it's open season on her.
Yeah, of course they do.
And on her children. And on her partners, present and past. And there has to be a line. And, she's a human being, and I think people forget that. And they think they're punching up, don't they?
Fair play to her for trying something different and new.
Yeah.
And having a go.
Yeah.
Katie Price's UK tour kicked off in chaos as she was heckled by a drunk tramp who wandered in from the street. Well, that's down to the theatre. That's the theatre's problem. The intruder stumbled towards the stage shouting, "All right, what's going on here?" Security guards grabbed him before he could reach the loose women's star. Shaken Kate shrieked, "You've got such a small dick. Pee off. You're ruining my show. You are not welcome here. Goodbye." Well, good for her. It's the right thing to say. Security shouldn't have let him in. The intrusion added to a shambolic opening night for an audience with Katie Price at the Charter Theatre in Preston. Although she posted a photo online claiming the 780-seater venue was packed for her first performance, it was half empty. But those who did show up proved to be a restless crowd. Fans answered phone calls, sent texts, and wandered off to the bar during the performance. In a bid to hold their attention, the model unleashed a string of shocking confessions, anecdotes, and a sick sex joke about her dying mother, Amy, and stepdad, Paul, in front of her 11-year-old son, Junior. Well, the joke isn't reprinted here, so I don't know. Often we joke about people that are dying, because that's the way we deal with things.
Also, she's got a naughty sense of humour.
Junior, whose dad is singer Peter Andre, and boy, doesn't he look like him.
He's a beautiful boy.
Shook his head and giggled nervously as he sat on a sofa on stage. The youngster embarrassed her by telling the audience she farts a lot. He added, "When you fart, they are bad farts. They are farts that no one can describe. Sometimes you get farts every 5 seconds. Mum of 5, Kate, who called her son a cheeky SH1T, said, "I have to confess, even my neighbour calls me pipes. I do it all the time and it's disgusting. This is a great analysis of, that's a word I struggle with, analysis of her farts. I've not done it since I've sat here because I don't want to start because I've got this dress on and it's white.
Oh, God.
I Googled it and I think I've got a problem. The normal amount is between 10 and 20 times a day, and it's not normal to do it 40 or 60 times. I'm in that category. Thanks, Junior. I'm supposed to be a lady. Listen, is it a show that I'd go to? I wouldn't pay 20 quid to go and see it. Someone gave me a couple of free tickets and I was free. Yeah, of course I would. I'd go along. But
don't think it's for you, is it?
No, it's not for me. I wonder who it is for. I mean, she's on Loose Women.
Yeah.
So that attracts an audience, a huge audience. I wonder who it is for. Brighton, I thought she would have sold well because I'd imagine she appeals to a lot of gay men.
Yeah.
But that hasn't. I'd be interested. She probably won't come on because.
Well, I've asked her.
Well, and it'll be nice to have a chat with her anyway because I don't know. I just think it'll be good. Gosh, look at the time, a second hour down. I don't feel we've really started the show yet. We'll start the show properly. We're just sat here gabbing. Well, that's what the show is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just us gabbing, I've realised. And if people... And I will say it, maybe people don't call in if you're sat here. But I'm not saying it to have a pop. I don't know.
I honestly don't mind. I honestly don't mind going somewhere else if people feel more comfortable.
I don't know. I'm enjoying gabbing, so we'll just carry on. We'll carry on gabbing. This is what the show is. You can join in the conversation at any moment. If you dial the phone number, which I will give you shortly, you'll speak to Sam. He will take your name and number. I'm getting bunged up again. I've not got my Vicks. He will take your name and number and give you a call back, so it will cost you pennies if it costs you anything. And you can come on and talk about absolutely anything you want, as long as you don't swear, as long as you're not libelous. That is, that's it. We've chatted about a ridiculous amount of stuff over the last 2 hours. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give you time to deprogram yourself a little bit and just slip into your pyjamas, climb into your fresh, clean sheets, and then we'll come back from the news and we'll give you a full summary of what we've talked about so far, and we'll talk about some more bits and pieces. The phone number, very, very simple. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Another hour to go, or will it go on longer? 0344 499 1000. You're listening to Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight zone of late-night radio with Ian Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo.
Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. So you've just joined in. What have you missed so far? We have talked about playing tag, and my back is so stiff. I was really reaching this time. Last time I didn't reach so much. I played with my arms more this time at the weekend when we played tag on Sunday. Thank you to everyone who came. It was so nice to meet you. I hope they all had a lovely, felt that they had a lovely time and enjoyed themselves, and I hope that everyone felt they received as much attention as everyone else. I was trying to make sure we spread our time evenly with everyone. There was about 50 people turned up to play tag in the park. It was lovely, wasn't it? And we had these... Oh, we've got the thing the Speaker's Corner to play. We'll play it. How long is it?
It's about, I reckon about 25 minutes.
About 25 minutes. Beautiful. There we go. All right. We'll play that. I'll tell you what. We'll end the show on that. We'll end the show on that. Young Sam, you do some maths. It's good. Little thing that we recorded in the Speaker's Corner. Great. It gets a bit tense. I'll be honest with you. And there are some outspoken views. I will warn you all. There are some outspoken views that some of you might find offensive. But I'm obsessed with Speaker's Corner. I ordered a book on it yesterday. Oh, that's what I was going to play. Right, we're in. I ordered a book on Speaker's Corner because, and A, it was cheap, and B, I think it gives a bit of the history of Speaker's Corner, and it's got loads of pictures through the years, okay? Yeah. And then I was just Googling around last night, and was reading about it on Wikipedia, and it's a really fascinating area. And then I found some recordings of people on Speaker's Corner. Now, where is it? Just indulge me a second. I found this brilliant website, soundsurvey.org.uk, right? And basically, they have got recordings from the 1920s right up to the present day of, well, I think it's London. I'm not sure if it's just London. I don't know. This bit is, it's London Sound Survey. There we go. And so, look, for example, all right, here's a town crier from 1939. Let's listen to this. It's a town crier from 1939, one of the more obscure public announcements to follow Neville Chamberlain's declaration of war was made by the Common Crier on the 4th of September 1939. The location of the recording isn't given, but it's outdoors and there's traffic noise in the background. Here we go. This is it. Listen to this. It takes a while to... Here it comes.
Would you give us 2 seconds?
This is 1939 we're listening to it.
Tell when you're ready, BBC.
This is great. This is great.
I'm not the town crier. I am the sword bearer and acting common crier. I was a common crier for Libya.
A little bit of banter with the BBC staff. That traffic.
I'm ready. Are you ready? By the King, a proclamation specifying the articles to be treated as contraband of war. George R.I. Whereas a state of war exists between us on the one hand and Germany on the other, and whereas it is necessary to specify the articles which it is our intention to treat as contraband of war.
Contraband of war.
Now, therefore, we do hereby declare, by and with the advice of our Privy Council, that during the continuance of the war, or until we do give further public notice, the articles enumerated in Schedule 1 hereto will be treated as absolute contraband, and the articles enumerated in Schedule 2 hereto will be treated as conditional contraband. Schedule 1, A. All kinds of arms, ammunition, explosives, chemicals, or appliances suitable for use in chemical warfare.
Wow.
And machines for their manufacture or repair.
Wow. Chemicals or contraband that can be used to make chemical weapons. That is 4th of September 1939. Nothing's changed, man. Mm-hmm. Nothing's changed. There's so much here.
I was playing the kids to my 5-year-old last night.
Oh, the kids. We'll do that one in a minute.
It's spooky, isn't it?
Let's, there's quite a few of, here we go, Speaker's Corner. 1937. Here we go. This is a guy speaking about the Civil War in Spain. Hyde Park, early July 1937. And this is taken from a 78 RPM transcription disc that the BBC made. Right? This is incredible. He's talking about the Spanish Civil War.
How much an hour for a good heckler? Oh, he's a perfect idiot. Don't put him on.
And events has proved me to be right. What time does the meeting commence?
Will you stand a little close to the microphone?
Stop shaking, will you? I shall continue to do so unless made absolute. And I'm proud to see how it can be made so. Now shut my mouth. Therefore, to me, non-intervention as regards pay is all moonshine and unbalanced. Now shut my mouth.
This is incredible.
Shut my mouth. You look like Middleton. Evidence to most people, these nations.
They're singing a song called Two Lovely Black Eyes,
Now, turn it in now, get up.
which is about a bloke who gives up on politics who gets beaten up. Isn't that incredible? They're all dead. They're all dead. Isn't that incredible? What was the one with the kids?
There was one where there's...
Children's singing game.
Yeah.
Wandsworth, 1938. This recording was made at Heathcote School, Wandsworth, in June of 1938. Heathcote School has either disappeared completely or has been renamed, since no mention of it can be found on the Wandsworth Council website or anything else on the internet. Pre-war Wandsworth was a predominantly working-class district. Let's have a listen to this.
I wonder if you can tell me if there are any other singing games that you play.
Yes, Sally Go Round the Moon.
That sounds most interesting. I've never heard of that one before. How do you play that?
Make a ring and dance round and sing and cock your legs up and then say oops.
Oh, that sounds a very jolly one. And then after you've said whoops, what happens? Do you start going round the other way again?
Yes.
That sounds very interesting. Are you going to play that now?
Yes.
I'd love to see it. Thank you very much.
Sally go round the moon, Sally go round the sun, Sally go round the chimney, Sally go round the moon, Sally go round the sun, Sally go round the chimney, Sally go round the
It's just haunting, isn't it? Let's have one more, because I'm imagining not every... Julie, I'll come to you in a second. Imagine everyone's not getting the same buzz that we are, but flip it. It's such a good site, soundsurvey.org.uk. You can get lost in it, man. It's incredible. This one caught my eye. Fortune Teller, 1939. Women's voices very rarely appear in pre-war actuality recordings. Men address groups and crowds as a matter of course in business, politics and religion. Women's voices had a more limited public role, speaking in the schoolroom and as part of a few other occupations, including female bus conductors from the time of the First World War. Otherwise, women typically spoke to others in a one-to-one manner during the course of their work. This 1939 recording features a fortune teller at the August Bank Holiday Fair on Hampstead Heath.
Young lady has a very good lifeline. Two sensitive conditions, really. Rather highly strung nerves, inclined to be a little bit depressed very often. Inspiration, artistic tastes, good business qualities. Am I right? You're connected with profession, aren't you?
Yes,
Because the musical business shows there. Generous, but inclined to be a bit cautious over some things. Rather imaginative. Worry over trifles which you shouldn't. The babyhood days, up to the age of 15 to 20, lays pretty good, over 21 better. You have the gift of capability on your hand, you see. And she's a girl, you know, likes things very so, am I right?
Yes, you are right, exactly.
And do you anything to do with fine art?
Well,
artistic,
yes,
more profession, aren't you?
No, I'm, writing.
Yes, the gift of the clerical work shows there, you see. There's losses of one or two people showed by death, but not late. You're not wearing a wedding ring either.
No.
How old? You're 19? 19?
19. Yeah, I'm 25.
Don't look it, does she? Well, 25 should be much better than 19 to 22. You ought to be wearing a ring to a gentleman tall like yourself. Am I right?
Maybe, yes.
Yes. You should be wearing a ring on the finger here with a gentleman. I don't know whether he's in the company or not. I feel it's a gentleman very, very close to you. You get these psychic powers, you know. Do you know the name of Angeline? Angeline? No. Ange. It's similar. Ange. I can't quite get his name. It's foreign. Maybe Andrew. Also the name of Maury. Maury? Yes. Maybe Eva Ange. I can't quite get the names. As I want to tell you, it's got to look a little bit more forward to conditions.
It could be now.
Mhm.
Same old tricks. Am I right?
Yeah, I know. And also giving very kind of general things that everyone... You worry about things you shouldn't. There was a great one on there of female evacuees during the war. And I was playing them to the kids. It's just... Because they've been studying... they watch horrible histories and they've been studying the Second World War at school. But it was just amazing to hear the actual voices.
Victory celebrations? No.
It was around there, I think. There's I can't. Anyway, one talks about being bombed out of her house and having nothing but an electric iron, and the clothes on her back.
Two more. Then we'll go to break. Then we'll go to Julie. Penny for the guy. No, I mean kids right now won't even know what penny for the guy is. Just give me a bit of this.
Remember the 5th of November with gunpowder, treason and plot.
It's got a tune.
I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Hooray!
That tin seems to be pretty heavy. How much have you got in it?
3 shillings.
Is that what you got all tonight?
Yes.
Well, how do you get it all in pennies, or have you been out every night? Tell me all about it.
Well, sometimes I get in pennies and halfpennies and sixpences and threepenny bits.
Yes. Well, what are you going to do with all this money?
Well, I'm going to... my brother's going to get me some fireworks. I'm going to save it up for Christmas and buy my mother a present.
Well, I'm sure she'll be very pleased. Well, here's somebody else who wants to say something.
Well, last one. Swiss yodeling at the Royal Albert Hall, 1948.
Was hätt man da nicht besser, als lustig sie und jeder, ob so nach
Here we go.
Es kruchsat ist nicht der Macht, durch euch ja blieb euch verrat. Ob juht sich oder nicht.
Flippin' heck.
Magic, isn't it?
Wowzers. I'll tweet the link to that website, because honestly, you can. We barely scratched the surface of what is on there. If you're not on Twitter, it's soundsurvey.org.uk. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
It's electric, it's eclectic, it's always rule-free. It's the late-night alternative with that man, Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio.
Oh, I could fall down that rabbit hole with great pleasure. Good evening, Julie.
Good evening.
Julie.
Never mind your Pokemon Go. Bring back moving in concentric circles saying, whoop.
Yeah, I know. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Weren't those girls adorable?
You cock your leg, she says.
Yeah. All dead now, of course.
That's for the
Well, hang on. They're probably dead.
So what? It was 1930-something.
1939.
My grandma was born in the 20s.
Right,
She's still alive.
You were
She's 90-odd.
That girl is dead.
What do you know?
Well, tonight I'm going to go home and invent a time machine. I'm going back to the day after that was recorded.
Bless her.
Yes, she might still be alive. But yeah, it's got that website.
The fortune teller. Oh my God, the fortune teller. I really want the gift of capability.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what that means. I'm going to throw a pen in the bin. Hang on.
You have the gift of being able to maybe possibly do things. Brilliant.
So I'm just throwing pens in the bin. That one actually.
You don't want to do that.
Julie, what do you have for us this evening?
I phoned up to say about illnesses that you always wanted.
Yes, I knew it was a good topic. I knew, and 2 hours later, people are starting to bite.
Mm-hmm. I really, really wanted to have crutches.
Yeah.
Really bad, and I did get some crutches, and they're great. I mean, obviously, you don't really want crutches, but they're still fun.
Here's the thing. When I was young, all right, here we go. I'm going to say it. I wanted to be in a wheelchair. I wanted to be in a wheelchair because my cousins were in wheelchairs, and I thought it looked cool. And also, I could do, I can do that thing where you go up, you do a wheelie on a wheelchair. I can do that with great, and I think I look good in a wheelchair. I thought as a child I looked good in a wheelchair. Now I can't think of anything worse. I would hate to be in a wheelchair, but when I was a kid, I thought being in a wheelchair would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Also, when I was on crutches, the amount of people who said, "Oh, give us a go on your crutches."
Yeah. We
all did it.
Here's the thing with glasses. Why do people say, "Yeah, let's try glasses"?
You've had a go at mine.
Oh, but only when you had big Deirdre Barlows. That was it, because they look funny. No, I don't think I didn't say give us a go on your glasses, though. Or did I?
Yeah.
Oh, in
she
that
did.
case. Oh, in
of course
that
he
case.
did, Julie.
Yeah, of course. Everybody does that twice on the glasses.
Well, in that
And
case, I
you can't
apologise.
see yourself anyway, usually, because they're prescription. But also, I did want to be called something else when I was about 5.
Go on.
But I wanted to be called Mindle.
Eh?
I wanted. I don't know why.
No.
I wanted to be called Mindle, which I know is obviously not even a real name. I don't know where it
Is
came
that a
from.
cross between Kendall mint cake?
I don't know.
Did you
I
like
don't know,
Kendall
but
mint
I
cake?
insist-
I could do with some Kendall mint
No,
cake.
I've never
now.
had it.
Have you never had it?
I was
It's just
insistent-
sugar.
I was
It's just like a block of
insistent.
sugar. It's delicious. It's like minty sugar.
Well, maybe it was something to do that, but I was insistent that my mum called me Mindle. That is.
Well, here's the thing. You're an adult, Julie. If you go online, because I've done it. I have changed my name by deed poll. You go online. It's about 36 quid. It certainly was 9 years ago. And you can change your name. You are in control of your destiny, Mindle.
Mindle it is.
Sam, can you do me a favour? Can you change Julie's name? How are you spelling Mindle?
I think Mindle.
That sounds good. Can we
Mindle.
change it to Mindle, please? Mindle.
There you go. Your wish is granted.
It's as simple as that, Mindle.
Thanks.
Thanks for calling, Mindle.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. There we go. We can do that. Very, very empowering. Changing your name by deed poll. I just got up. I did it because at the time I wasn't getting on with my dad, and I was going to get married. And I said to my wife, "Should I do it?" And she kind of went, "Yeah." And I got up one Sunday morning. I strode to the spare room in the flat that we were living in, thinking, right, well, this is going to be hard work. It wasn't. You find a website. You type in what your name is. You type in what you want your name to be. You type in your credit card details. 36 quid later, you've changed your name. The tricky bit is you've then got to buy documents, the document that proves you've changed your name. At the time, they're about 12 quid each. Mm-hmm. So you order like about half a dozen of those. That's where it gets a bit. I ordered about 5 or 6. I think I've still got 3 of them. And then those.
You only exchanged them once?
Yeah.
Like checks?
Yeah. You can't. Some places won't take photocopies. They want the original, which is why you've got to buy a few. But then you send those off to the mortgage, off to the bank.
Passports?
Passport, driving licence, and they come back and you've got a new driving licence. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. But then what happens when you get married and you change your name? You don't have to do a deed poll, do you?
No, you don't, because you've got your
registrar
marriage certificate.
Right, okay.
And that bounces around, doesn't it, a bit? But I did think it was a bit of a swizz. There was something that I had to pay for. Normally, I think most things you can change your name free.
Yeah.
But there was something, it was either my passport or my driving licence I had to pay for, and it was quite a lot. And I thought, well, that's out of order, because that's only ever going to affect women who get married, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was a bit out of
Suck
order.
it up, sister. You wanted equal rights? Well, you've got to pay the price. Fame is, you start paying it now.
Equal rights.
Yeah.
Why'd I have to change my name?
Well,
I didn't
to have
professionally, to be honest.
To have equal rights.
What?
If you want to have the same rights as a man, you've got to pull yourself up to our level. Take our names.
That's not...
That seems obvious to me.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, no, it wouldn't to you,
seems a
because
little bit-
you're a woman.
I knew a man once who took his wife's name.
That's just stupid. I hate this thing, although I've got to be careful because I've got relatives that have done it. The double-barreled name.
Used to be just posh people, didn't it? Not anymore.
Part of me thinks about going back to rugby, dropping the Lee and going back to rugby, but I wouldn't want to impose that on my family, and I wouldn't want to have different surname to my kids necessarily, so I probably won't be doing that. Just whack him straight through, Sam. Whack him straight, because time is of the essence. Time is money, or as Billy Crystal says in Spinal Tap, mime is money, mime is money. Evening, Kyle.
Evening, boss. You all right?
I'm good, thank you, mate. What you got?
Well, it was it's a bit of a weird one.
It's a surprise, Carl, coming from you. Hey, by the way, guess what?
Go on.
My mum's been overpaid by the DWP.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. She's got to pay him back nearly $5,000.
Joe, serious?
Seriously, yeah, because of her care and stuff and the way it's all done. I got a letter from the care saying she shouldn't be claiming this benefit. She's been claiming this benefit for a year. You got to pay him back nearly $5,000. So yeah, I get where you were coming from the last 3 months with your phone calls, brother.
Thank you. I was going to say, they've not charged the 50 quid extra on, have they?
No, because I had to phone them up and say, this is a weird one, I want to pay you some money back, cause, so no, they've not charged it yet, but then they got a bit funny, anyway, because I told them I have power of attorney and we can't talk to you about this, I've got power of attorney. Anyway, all that means is you've got 90 seconds left, because we're going to play what I recorded at Speaker's Corner in a bit, so go!
Oh God! Right, the name change thing. It's a mess. It's completely not real. You don't have to pay to change your name. I didn't do it. I changed my name. I didn't pay.
Well, no. Well, hang on. What?
I changed my name.
How can you give us this bombshell? Someone owes me 36 quid. Well, no. Well, hang on. How did you change your driving licence?
I didn't, because I did it when... Again, do you want me to call in tomorrow night with this? Or
yes, I do, but it scratched this itch. How did you change your passport?
I didn't. So because I never had a passport till I was in my early 30s.
Slimy little winker. He's getting around all of this by
being a late bloomer.
Obfuscation.
Oh.
But when I was 14, that's when I changed it. Oh no, and all I did was just say I wanted to be, I just wanted to be known as, and it's such a minor change.
Mate,
but that's how I did it.
Mate, you are totally, and we have to go, but you are totally breaking the law. Phone in tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to spend all day researching this, and then I'm going to destroy you on the phone.
Can we change his name on the thing to Illegal Kyle, please?
Yes. Kyle, I will destroy you tomorrow, and then I'll be phoning up the feds. That's going to happen. Wow. A lot of criminals listening to this show.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
So thank you everyone who came and played tag yesterday. I've posted the picture on Twitter and on Facebook.com/Iain Lee if you want to come and join us there. Hi, my name is Mark Anwar. I am an actor and was a regular in Coronation Street for 3 years till September 2016 when I was fired. I wonder if you could pass my message on to George Galloway. Thanks. That's an email that's just come in. Who's Mark Anwar? I've got to Google him now and see what he... haven't got time to Google him. I'll do it in a minute. So, we played tag, and it was brilliant. Thank you. Hide and Seek is next on the agenda. But we got there a bit early, Catherine and I. We got there about 2:30, because I was keen to immerse myself in Speaker's Corner. And I did. As soon as I saw it was thriving, I said, right, I'm off. Bye-bye. And, I went and I got involved, and most people were happy for me to speak to them and to record it. There was a group of gentlemen who were thoroughly unpleasant and did not want to be recorded, so we didn't record that bit. So you'll hear a break in it where they told me to turn off the tape recorder, which is fine. And then I walked away, and then they came and joined me, and you'll hear me warning them, if you come and speak to me now, this is being recorded, this will be broadcast. Listen really carefully to that bit, because I'm speaking to a nice Muslim lad, and in the background there's a gentleman who is mocking his accent, calling me a failed comedian. They got my name up on Wikipedia. Some really nasty stuff going on in the background. All in all, though, I found the whole experience exhilarating, and I'm going to go back there again at some point, because I think there's a story to be told, but I don't quite know what the story is. Anyway, I couldn't keep my mouth shut, as you'll hear. So this was before we played tag. This is me at Speaker's Corner. Well, it's Sunday afternoon. It's 2:30, and I am heading to Speaker's Corner to see. Well, I can see that it's alive and well. Look, there are people speaking who aren't standing on a box. Let's. No, they look a bit dull. Here we go. There's a fella in a bowler hat stood on some steps.
With reference to the Old Testament.
Oh yeah, everything is based on the Old Testament. That's where the modern army comes from. The new model army, which was one of his creations,
great band,
which most armies are based on now, was also came from Oliver Cromwell and is biblically based.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, a lot of what he did was built our voting system. The third key to our stage in democracy is Cromwell's veto, which the Queen has. The Queen has the right.
Okay, it's a little bit dry. Here we go. Here we go. What have we got here?
I can pray over you. God bless you, Mark.
Hello, man. I've just come to have a listen.
God bless you.
Thank you.
My name's Michael.
Yes, sir.
I'm a born-again Christian.
Yep.
I was a thief, a vagabond and a robber,
yep,
an alcoholic, a drug addict. It's time to have a rest. It's time to trust in the living God.
Yes.
Did that 20 years ago. I've been clean over 20 years, got a wife for 17 years. All because I bowed the knee, humbled the heart, and say, God in heaven, give me that miracle, Jesus.
There are other ways to get clean without Jesus, of course.
There is, my dear friend, and I live and I breathe in a rehab that I've been working in for 17 years. There's atheists, there's Muslims, there's Jews, they all come in there, but we tell them to find a higher power greater than themselves, and when they find
that's integral to the 12 steps.
Go and let God, things happen.
Drugs, not hugs. Hugs, not drugs.
Hugs, not drugs.
Hugs, not drugs. I got it the wrong way.
My higher power, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. 3 in 1.
Can I ask, because I find Speaker's Corner fascinating, how often do you come down here and talk?
I've been coming up here now for 15 years, nearly every Sunday, for 15 years, and I try to come up here every week, every Sunday. I've been giving the same message. I'm a junkie, an alcoholic. I call myself a junkie. It's an addict.
What were you using? Can I allowed to ask what you were using?
Not heroin, not cocaine, Mandrex, Tunord, the old-time drug. And I was called a junkie, not an addict. It was junkie in them days and a raving alcoholic. That's what I was. But today, all I am now is a grateful, forgiven sinner who's been given a second bite of the apple. And I'm still biting at and I'm still alive.
It's a good message you're giving with the recovery. Do you get any trouble, though? Because the thing about Speaker's Corner is people can come and give it back.
Personally, I've had no trouble whatsoever. I talk about joy, peace and love. I've had heckling, I've had that, but I've never had no animosity against me, and I've never been threatened.
What about this fella next to you? Is he with you, or is he?
He's a wonderful guy. This is his ladder. Speaks the same way as me. Speaks stronger than me. He's a more qualified speaker than me. But he's a wonderful guy.
There's lots on here about Jews and Arabs. I'm a bit confused.
That guy will tell you.
Hey man. Hey man, how you doing?
Thank you. God bless you.
Can I ask what you speak about here at Speaker's Corner?
Who are you?
Hello, I'm Ian. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we're from.
I'm from Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Yeah, I've heard of Talk Radio. So can I just show your credentials just to be on the stage?
I have no credentials, dude. What credentials do you need for me a radio host?
When I talk to reporters, they show me credentials.
Oh, I'm not a reporter.
Well, I can't talk to you then.
Okay, but this is Speaker's Corner, so you can...
Yeah, you can talk to anybody.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
What is this about the Jews and the Arabs? I'm confused.
You're confused?
Yeah.
Why are you confused?
Because I don't know what... The message is confusing. You've got the flag of Israel. It says King Jews. Sorry?
King Jesus says that.
King Jesus. Sorry, I couldn't say it. The strange silence of the Arabs. What is that? What are the Arabs being silent about?
You're talking about 3 different topics, young man.
Well, these are all on display on your podium.
You're talking about 3 different
Let's
things.
focus on the Arabs, the silence of the Arabs. What's that?
Okay, you want to talk about silence of the Arabs? The 2 fastest. Number 1, if I hope you're recording this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let me the Arabs are very silent about the true origins of the so-called people called Palestinians.
Right.
Who are the Palestinians? They're human beings. That is correct. We accept that. Nobody could discount that. However, who exactly are they? Are they Arabs or something else?
What's the something else?
Well, nationality-wise, right?
Okay.
Where does the word Palestine actually come from? If you ask the Palestinians, they say we don't know. Now, that's very strange, isn't it?
So you don't like Palestinians?
I didn't say that. You put in words. I said, if you ask the Palestinians,
no, but do you, okay.
where the word Palestine
I'll ask you the question. Do you...
Palestine.
There's a good answer.
Oh, no,
do you like...
No,
do you like Palestinians or not?
I love everybody calling themselves Palestinians.
But,
however, let me clarify. Thank you.
Yeah.
The word Palestine does not come from the Arabs.
Right.
It comes from Rome.
So what's
the Italians invented that word.
So Palestinians are Italian?
No, they're not Italian.
What's your beef with... Where do you think... Let's cut to the chase. Where do you think they come from?
The people who call themselves Palestinians today, 2017, right? They're really Arabs.
Right. And what's the problem with that?
There's no problem.
Then why are you telling everyone this?
However, the problem is they're identifying themselves with a fake country, fake identity. That's called stealing somebody's identity.
So the Palestinians are identity thieves?
Yes.
But why do you feel the need to tell everyone that and upset people? You're upsetting people.
Okay, good question.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Yes.
I've had many Arabs come to me, like you. You're not an Arab, I don't think so. Maybe you are.
Would it matter if I was?
Well, you may have an agenda then, okay? Everybody's.
Would it matter if I was an Arab?
You might have a hidden agenda.
Arabs have got hidden agendas.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
Don't you know?
I don't know what the Arab hidden agenda is. This is why I'm talking to you.
Right, everybody's this entity. Okay. Yes. The point is, right, and you must get this right.
Okay.
The word Palestine was invented by a...
We're repeating...
No, I'm not.
We're repeating
No, I'm not.
You're repeating yourself a little bit. You are repeating yourself.
You know the Roman Emperor was.
Sir, can I ask, where are you from?
I'm
from Saudi.
From
where, sorry?
Saudi Arabia.
What do you make of what this gentleman is saying?
He's a racist, a bigot, ignorant.
It doesn't sound very loving and Christian, does it, the message?
No, it's very evangelical.
Why did he do this? AD 135.
This gentleman says that you are a bigot. Would you agree with that?
Because he doesn't know history.
But it doesn't sound like a very Christian message you're preaching of hatred.
I said to you that the word Palestine does not come from Britain or Arabia.
Why?
Sorry.
You're a Christian.
It comes from Rome.
Hello?
So
I've got my hand up.
People today call themselves Palestinians.
Why does
when the word comes from Europe?
Why does it bother you? Why does it bother you? Why don't you go and help people? Why don't you go and help people?
Right.
How is this helping?
Now, why is it that these Arab people are afraid of investigating?
If he wants to explain,
doesn't bother me at all. I'm just asking him a question.
You're more angry than him.
No, I'm not angry at all. I'm just here observing. It just seems very un-Christian to go around to upset people. It's an unchristian thing to do.
If somebody's going to explain history and the Muslim get upset, it's something. The problem is with the Muslim, not with him.
The problem's with the Muslims for him talking.
Let us say to what.
So the problem isn't him spreading hatred. It's the Muslims.
Where is the hatred?
Here it comes. He's got a map.
So if you don't want to admit to slavery, You mean this is good?
I don't want to admit to slavery.
I mean that's good.
Your question is not. Your question doesn't follow the conversation we've just been having. You've drawn a conclusion that makes no sense whatsoever.
But that's exactly.
I'm not an Arab, yeah. But I can see blatantly he has a problem with Arabs. You know, that's what he's trying to proclaim.
What is the problem with Arabs?
I don't know.
An emperor twice. AD 70.
It just sounds very mean and very unchristian. I thought being a Christian was about. I'll finish the sentence. I thought Christian was about caring and charity and love. This is hatred he's spreading.
This is history. If you're going to.
Why doesn't he go and help people instead of preaching hatred?
But without exposing hatred.
Sorry?
He's not preaching hatred.
No. Do you like Muslims? Do you like Muslims?
Of course I do.
Do you like Arabs?
Of course I do.
Do you like? Well, there's God's love and there's your personal love. Forget God for a second.
No. You cannot. The Bible says if you cannot love your neighbour, you can't love God.
Okay. No. So why?
It's very easy. No. You've got to prove your love. Huh? Get me a hot. I haven't eaten all day. Can you buy me a meal?
Every time you oppose Islam, the first thing they talk about is hatred. It's not hatred.
Well, opposing someone else's religion that's hateful.
Of course, yes.
It's hateful. You'll agree. You just said it was. You're contradicting yourself.
Are you telling me that because you're opposing Christianity as a religion that you are?
I'm not opposing anything. I'm just asking. I'm opposing nothing. So you're saying, I'm not the Christian. I'm opposing nothing, and I'm not the Christian.
So you're saying the Muslims are hateful toward me because they're opposing Christianity?
No, I'm not. You're making up a lot of this conversation in your head. I'm not. I'm just asking questions. It seems a very unchristian attitude to hate Muslims.
The Bible?
Yes, I have. Bits of it. Yes.
Right. Do you know what St. John 3:16 says?
I'm not going to get into the quoting game. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, guys. Thank you. There's a lot of anger. There's something going on over here. Someone's being filmed, and there's a lot going on here. So let's go and see what's going on. No, I'm from Talk Radio, man. How you doing?
Well, London, Talk Radio.
Yeah. There we go. There's something very passionate. Let's see what's going on over here.
I only got half the picture.
Nabil Qureshi is just like another sites of examples that we had of a Muslim apologist.
I'm going to see if I can get round here. This is really a lot of people, a lot of cameras being. Just going to pop this in so we can
respond to Christianity. So to learn about Christianity, are you going to go to Shabir Ali and Adnan Rashid, for example?
What?
To learn about Christianity, the Christian argument and the Christian response?
I shouldn't learn about Islam from a Christian, and I shouldn't learn about Christianity from a Muslim.
Yeah, I'm not saying Shabir Ali and Adnan Rashid haven't done very good works on this. In fact, they have very good materials they have produced for both sides.
Can I ask you what is this argument? What's conversation about? Argument is that? Let me just. Sorry, buddy. You do that.
When we make it,
lots of people are filming this. Has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras filming this.
Of this, then we need to let the other side that we are refusing or accusing of speak for themselves.
You're right. Right.
So. The 26th Quran, have you heard of the issues, 26th Quran?
I can't.
Multiple versions. Okay, multiple versions of the Quran.
What's going on here?
What's going on? Well, you know Speaker's Corner, obviously.
Yeah. Of course. It's the first time I've been in years. I'm kind of getting the vibe.
It's actually a conversation between this gentleman here is a Muslim, and the girl there is a Christian, and obviously they're just discussing the fundamentals of what she's heard about Islam, and actually what is the truth about what she's actually heard. So he's giving him her a perspective from the Islamic view instead of what you've heard in the media, and possibly from certain pastors who have their own view of what it actually says in the Quran. So he's clarifying for them.
And is he a speaker at Speaker's Corner?
He is. He's actually been here for quite a number of years.
Where's his box? You're supposed to have a box, aren't you? I thought that was the rule.
Some people actually.
From TV. I'm from TV. I'm not a comedian anymore. But yes,
before, yeah.
I know the one. You mean this one? Iain Lee.
Not all of them have a box, my friend. They used to. I think think they used to, use the boxes quite a lot, and then some speakers actually get, involved in the crowd and actually speak to them, and some actually stand up on a soapbox, as would be, and give a speech.
And does it get? I would imagine you're a Muslim gentleman as well. You're here. I'd imagine it gets a bit tense sometimes because
it's actually the other way around. I would say, yeah. Usually it's actually quite mellow, and everyone's having a little conversation. It's perfectly nice. Sometimes
it seems quite animated.
There you go. Oh, right. Okay, maybe I've become used to it then.
No.
If that's it.
Oh, this is nothing to you.
There you go. Then now that all makes sense between the divide between us. This is quite mellow.
All right. Okay.
So you ain't seen nothing yet.
So you do come down every week then and film it?
I do come down. Yeah, we come down quite a lot. I run a channel, SC Dawa channel on YouTube, and it hosts quite a lot of these debates. And they're quite interesting. We have a big following. And it's good to give and take, as would be information, ultimately to reach the truth. Do you get what I mean? And it's not about bashing each other's religion, really. Well, that's majority of us believe that it's not about bashing each other's religion. What it is
don't go to that corner over there then. You wouldn't go down well over that corner.
Well, there you go. No, you get the odd one. Everyone's here with a different agenda, but majority of us are here to interact with each other, get the information across, and peaceful living, my friend.
Hey, nice one, brother.
Thanks
have
very
a good
much.
day.
Nice
Thanks a lot for your time. Thank you. Let's have a little look. See, so it seems to be very religious. Here's another guy with the Bible.
BC, and
another
guy. That you can prove a lineage. It's utter nonsense. There is no evidence at all Muhammad came from Ishmael. None. And there's no evidence that Ishmael was a prophet. None. These are two claims unsubstantiated.
So he's not on a box either. I'm disappointed at the lack of boxes. So there's it seems to be mainly religious. This looks like there's what's this one about?
I didn't throw.
Well, I'll tell you what was going on there. There were a group of, I think, 4 white gentlemen. 3 of them appeared to be in their 50s. There was a younger gentleman who appeared to be in his 30s. And they were denouncing the horrendous crimes of the, and it's a terrible phrase, the rape gangs that have been in the paper recently, where the members of them have been predominantly Pakistani Muslim men raping young girls under the age of 16. Obviously, an horrendous crime. But they were adamant that, well, I couldn't quite work out what their point was. They just wanted to denounce Pakistanis and Muslims as opposed to denouncing everybody who rapes children, paedophiles. I challenged them a little bit by saying, well, white people are also paedophiles. Give me an example. Jimmy Savile. At that point, they saw my microphone and said that they did not want to discuss anything further with me and certainly didn't want to be recorded. So there was kind of a debate, I would say, for 6, 7, 8 minutes. At which point I got so embarrassed with what they were saying and so ashamed with what they were saying. They were surrounded by predominantly Muslim gentlemen from all different countries, that I felt the need to apologise to my Muslim brothers and sisters.
You know what?
I love you,
and
they do not represent all of us. They do not represent all of us. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Are you a Muslim?
Taxi driver.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Good luck. What were you saying, man? Come and talk to me. Come and talk to me.
Yes, please. If you honestly... Actually, I was just passing by. I was just having a good time. And then I heard people are just... They assumed a whole... I won't even mention countries. A whole country is horrible, is bad. And then I said, wait. People should, first of all, listen, process, think it out, then speak. They just keep on spitting words. I said, my friend, I tried to talk to them for an hour. Just wait, listen. You need to understand before speaking.
Does that not get you angry though? Because I found myself
angry.
And it wasn't anything really to do with me.
Do you want the truth? No. You know why? I wasn't angry for a simple reason, because I really felt bad for them. And when I feel bad for someone, I'm never angry at them. He's a person who's uncivilized.
I should just say, let me just say, because we won't play out what he said, because he's not given us permission to. We've just been listening to some white gentlemen in their 50s calling out Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. This is being recorded now. If you come over here, this will be broadcast. And I'm just asking this gentleman how he feels.
I want to speak to him.
This is being recorded. No, because this gentleman has given me permission. If you join this, if you join this conversation, if you are joining this conversation, you will be broadcast. This conversation will be broadcast.
Well,
this conversation will be broadcast.
You have it in my lobby. I could talk to him in the lobby if I want to.
Yes, go on, man.
But I don't feel like it. I want to speak.
Tell me. I just want to know how you feel after listening to those gentlemen.
Actually, I feel they're pathetic, and they're really, and I'm sad for them, because basically, even though that Britain has some of the best education systems, they're uneducated. Uneducated in the simple manner of a proper debate. You should have a foundation. You should have a foundation to speak from. You should listen, process. You should listen, process, then talk. By just blabbing out words that don't make us that don't even make a proper sentence. How will be able to talk if he doesn't respect my religion?
I gotta say, the gentleman behind me who didn't want to be interviewed earlier on is now doing doing your accent. He's doing your accent. He's doing a comedy Indian accent.
And do you want the truth?
It was French, actually. Was it that bad?
I'm not even offended by him, because I know that I'm living a better life than him.
Failed comedian.
I know that I'm having. I have a good family. I'm living a good life, and I'm enjoying myself. I know that I will turn my back from here, and I'll forget about him. He will continue being discriminated because he doesn't even know how to speak.
I hate ex-comedians.
You need to talk. These people need to understand. They really need to understand that before having judgments based on 20-second media, they should listen. They should listen.
I feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed as a white bloke. I feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed.
You know what? Because the whole talk is about religion, basically. Okay? And religion transcends everything. Color, ethnic group, and everything. If a few people made a mistake, made a big thing, and this is 1.6 billion Muslims. If there's a minority giving this name, this good name, a bad reputation, why should we make it onto all the majority?
You're very calm, and after, I can see you're upset. I can see you shaking a bit after what has been a torrent of abuse that you've received.
I'm still not abused.
Are you exaggerating it? I haven't heard any abuse. He was talking.
No. He was very rude, but I'm not abused. I'm not abused because at the end of the day, I know what I'm saying, and he doesn't. He really doesn't.
Listen, brother, it's nice to meet you. I apologise.
No.
I apologise. You're a good man.
Nothing to apologise, sir.
Thank you. You're a good man.
The biggest problem, I think, is that in the news when they say, Muslim rapists, they don't have to say Muslim, because that just kind of hypes up, and that's how you brainwash.
Can I be devil's advocate? A significant number of the people in these sex gangs, they were Muslim.
Yeah, but I think it's unnecessary to say Muslims. Yes, they are criminals. That's got nothing to do with Islam. They're criminals, and they should be dealt with that manner. But saying they're Muslim rapists, Muslim gang, Muslim this, it kind of brainwash people, you know what I mean? Like if I walk to somebody and be like, I'm Muslim, like, whoa, okay, are you, like they're going to have some negative thoughts within them.
Also, the fact that these gentlemen couldn't grasp, when I use the term gentleman loosely, is that there are loads of white paedophiles, there are loads of Christian paedophiles, they're all paedophiles in every walks of life.
Exactly, so that's the double standard you have in the media, where if there's a non-Muslim person, a criminal, he's just going to be, some guy, some criminal guy, this is what he did, that's it. They won't mention his religion, they won't mention anything that he believes, because at that time it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? But when it's Muslims, like, there's some Muslim rapists, Muslim people coming here, raping our white girls, doing this and that, which of course I think is absolutely wrong. But
and I feel bad that you feel you have to say that, because of course we know that that's wrong.
Yeah, it is absolutely wrong.